Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more 0 Hour. Today we're here with another amazing live stream, the start of a brand new tournament. Today this tournament is sponsored by Toweleeeie, who has been throwing money at 0 Hour left, right and center. Him and a few other sponsors responsible for keeping the game very much alive and bringing new players, attracting them with prize money, as well as putting up these massive tournaments. So massive shout out to Toweleeeie. Today's tournament is called the Toweleeeie Invitationals 2020, which indicates to me, I think he did mention it on an email, that actually he probably wants to do this every year. Can't remember if it was him or another sponsor, but there's a few tournaments that are going to start happening every single year. There's another big one coming up. Providing sponsors keep to their word. Yeah, trust me, some big money tournaments are coming up. So we're here today with it's a top 8 player tournament. Google wants to host, so we'll let him host. It's top 8 players. I'm going to show you the bracket right now. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. We're just going to go over the rules. The prize money for this tournament is $500. For first place, $200. Sorry, $100 for second place. Jumbling my words here. There's got the top 8 players playing in this tournament, and the bracket is here. So we've got Boyka, Owen Cover, which is Asus on this left side. We've got Size and Thor, aka Google, which are playing today, and then over on this right side, we've got Xcal versus Shay, Vivid, and Fargo. So you could probably say there or thereabouts the top 8 players in the world right now. Very, very high level tournament. These people were specifically chosen by the host, which is Toweleeeie. So as you can see, Toweleeeie Invitationals 2020. We've got some matchups to pick from, which we're going to keep flicking back to. However, the first 2 games, losing my voice here, the first 2 games will be Air Mirror on Defcon 6. Going to be the first one. Pretty interesting. See who's going to come out on top of that one. And then we've got China Mirror on Liquid Gold for the second matchup. So yeah, those matchups are specifically what the sponsor wanted. So that's exactly what he's getting. And then we've also put together some armies in reverse. All of the games are going to be streamed by me. They're all only going to be on these days, and the rest is kind of self-explanatory. We've got a best of 13, and you can choose any ranked or unofficial. Ranked or unofficial ranked map. Sorry, I got that wrong. Official map, I mean. Okay, flicking back to the game. Keep the rules open just in case we need it. So yeah, I mean any official map and any ranked map, that's what I mean to say. Alright, so we're going to join Google's game. So you will have seen a few games before where I've been cast in a game that involved Google, and we've been stuck on kind of the disconnection screen a couple of times, not loads of times, but it's happened a couple of times. Google reckons he's changed something now, and it might have fixed that problem. So let's see. We've got Big Size now online. He was already in the lobby. Yo, Tarab, I see you all. Welcome, man. Thank you for your comment, much appreciated. Yo, USA Bruce. Yo, Cyrus D. Yo, Cranky Monkey, welcome. I guess this is just a test to make sure it works and to make sure the ping is alright. Okay, so yeah, normally with these players, we have pretty good ping. We played in a 3v3 tournament before, and we've had no issues. Just looking at the top left there, we're looking at that number. He's gone up to 13 straight away and does seem a little bit sluggish to start. Sometimes just needs a couple of seconds, and then it does kick off. We're on the new observer mode now, by the way, which just reveals more of the map down here. Did make a drink for these games, and then I've just realized that actually I've left it downstairs. So when this test finishes, I'm just going to quickly run downstairs and grab my drink. Sometimes I do that. Make a drink and then leave it downstairs. Yo, Toweleeeie, welcome, by the way. Hopefully you enjoyed these games tonight, and thank you very much for sponsoring this amazing series that we're about to see tonight. Yo, all-round PvP. Yo, Roll. Yo, Lucifer. Nice badge, Lucifer, by the way. Yo, Stephen Condell. Welcome, man. He's saying Dommy make up to 23. I can try. Usually by me hosting. Usually no matter where the players are from, usually it knocks it off by about like 4 or 5 ping when I host. But yeah, Google wanted him to host a second ago. It gives a few more people to tune in anyway. Okay, we'll just test now with me as the host. This is just a test game. And while they're doing that, actually, I'll just grab a drink while they're just checking the ping. So I'll be out about 2 seconds. Okay, I am back. And it does look like it's a better ping. So it's gone from like an average of like 19 before
You have been
down to like 14 now. So that's a good start. Okay, so I guess we're going to jump into game number 1. So it will be Defcon 6. And it will be an air mirror. Best of 13 in case you missed it. First to win 7 games. Yeah, fancy effects in that map. Lightning and rain is actually quite rare. Okay, yeah, so Google reckons he potentially still might have this disconnection issue where it basically is the DC screen where it just kind of freezes. And if like they're 5 or 10 minutes into the game and Size is winning 60-40 and it freezes because of something Google's end, I don't think Size should be penalized for that. I would say Size should get the win. But again, if it happens in Google's head, maybe Google should just get the win. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm also in contact with Toweleeeie, the sponsor, so maybe he'll have a view on it as well. So we're going to jump into game number 1. Super exciting on this best of 13. It's the quarterfinals already. Top 8 players in the world playing this tournament. We've got an air mirror on Defcon 6. So you've probably never seen this between 2 top players on this map before. I know we saw in a previous tournament, we've seen air mirror on Death Valley, and in my view, it actually ended up in super good games. You end up with massive spam usually. But here we are today on Defcon. So in the bottom right, we've got Cyan for Google, aka Thor. And I'm going to have to change his name at the top, actually. It's down as Thor, but he's down as Google today. He changes his name every couple of days, it seems. We've got him going for a fast barracks as the Air Force. Top left, we've got Big Size, also with the Air Force in the blue. And he's also dropping down a barracks and going for a quick oil capture as well. Sending ranges both up and down. Google sending them. Is Size going to take his own oil? Size not taking his own oil is kind of weird. Unless he's waiting for one of his buildings to be killed and then he will capture it. But yeah, he's sending his rangers to the size of the map. He's actually quick to expand and also Google quick to expand. So it's an oil build with 2 supplies and keeping CC. Google's faster to these oils over here. Maybe could say... Might be a better spawn actually to have that as your spot because you drop the barracks down here and you can get there really fast. Whereas you're going to build your barracks typically where your dozer is. So yeah, I think Google might have... I mean, we're talking marginally, maybe like a couple of centimeters advantage. But yeah, Google's faster to get them oil just by a couple of seconds. Might come back to make all the difference. Google's now droned the top oil. Size ready to expand here, and his Size is quick with his first Raptor across the map. Google's actually sent a dozer to the top. I'm going to try and get the oil that way. Size has seen the dozer and used all of his rockets, it looks like, on that one dozer. But yeah, Google looks like he will get them oils. And then down at the bottom, Google has got them oils. He's got the ones in his base. But Size a little bit slower to get the one in his base. So I think economically, Google just a tiny little bit more ahead. But actually, Size has expanded here. Google has not expanded here just yet. Google now trying to deny the oils at the top. But Size is aware of that and moving his ranges. So yeah, big money tournament here, $600. Again, thank you to Toweleeeie, our sponsor. Toweleeeie Invitationals 2020 on the top 8 players. Anomaly, nice emotes by the way. Very nice. But yeah, Size is being denied there. Google now has to face a war factory that has been placed down by Size down here. Something Size likes to do actually, make V's and send it straight across the map. Google looks like he's expanding to the middle and actually going Comanches. And he keeps denying this oil, but I think Size will now eventually get that oil. It would be nice for Google to get that refinery. He has got a range there. So if he does get that, it'll make a 10% reduction on all of his vehicles and air units as well. I think it's air units. Yeah, it does affect air units as well. Okay, power has been taken out for Google. Toweleeeie is in the chat, by the way. He's probably gone full screen and watching, but he is around. He is watching 100%. He was in the chat just a minute ago. Okay, we've got Size now with 5 King Raptors. Of course, like I said before, this is a big money tournament. $600 total prize pool, $500 for prize number 1. So I'm hoping that kind of money can spur Size on so we can see his absolute top level. Because I'm not convinced... Well, unless the average level is higher at the moment, higher than Size. Size has been losing quite a lot lately, so let's see if we're going to see Size's absolute peak. Google losing a fair few Comanches here. I don't think that's paid off for itself because he did lose like 4 Comanches there, I think, in total. Google's now expanding to another supply here. A lot of doses being picked off. Size playing this very well so far, taking very little damage in his base. Size also prepared with missile defenders just in case those Comanches do make it through into the base. Yeah, with the 10% off the Raptors, I see people discussing it in the chat. Obviously, Raptors are 1,100 as standard, so you take 110 off that, become what, 990? Size is still being denied this oil up here, and Google has now got more oils in total. Actually, it's quite even now because Size did retake that one. Very, very nice Raptors from Size, taking out loads of Comanches so far. And the thing is, Google is losing all these Comanches, but because he's not been making any Raptors or anything that's actually surviving, he's making these units, but then they're just dying and cannot be, well, they can be replaced, but Size's units are not dying. So overall, Size is going to take, Size is going to have more units eventually. Size also expanding massively to the middle now. He's got 3 supplies and 3 dozers going down in the middle. Comanche's taking out this V. These Vs are more keeping Google busy than anything. Gives the time for the Raptors to come across the map. Size probably wants to think about dropping down another airfield, I would say. Got a strategy center going down for Google at the top right of the map. And now that war factory has been taken out, but there is a load of Raptors. Now I'll be surprised if many of these Comanches do survive. This is something that Google actually does like to do, is go Comanches versus an Air Force. But it's just like they die so easy to Raptors, and the Raptors can then just go back and reload and they get another free shot. So yeah, personally, I don't like it, but maybe Google knows something that we don't. Size now dropping down a load of war factories in the middle. He's got 3 war factories. Rowdy in the chat says, what is this a best of? It's best of 13, so it's first to win 7 games. Top right, we've got hold the line strategy. Initiated, don't really need search and destroy and air mirrors. But hold the line is very good because it gives a massive boost to the HP on all of your buildings. Okay, so we got a Humvee battle in the middle. Comanches are still flying around, but again, against the tow missile, what are the Comanches actually going to do? We've got a carpet bomb coming across the map, and that's going to kill probably 1 war factory, I think. Just kill 1 V as well. We've got the Vs facing off here. It does look like Size is slowly taking this, taking the advantage here. We've got a Spectre already coming across the map now. Got loads of stuff going on the map. Raptors coming across the map. Stream of units from Size. He's spending all of his money here, no messing around. It's actually Google floating here, which is floating over 10k now. Absolutely crazy, whereas Size is going all out. He clearly wants this money. Size going ham on Google here, just completely destroying everything. Supply there has gone down. Supply in Google's main base has gone down. So Google currently isn't collecting from his main or from the middle, or his long distance collecting, sorry. One of Size's Chinooks does go down, but I'm actually super surprised at his Size and his money spending here, because normally he's the one that's floating like 18k and then goes on to lose the game. But here he's spending every single penny. Google floating 13,000. Google now taking the ground advantage here back at home. Spectre gunship comes in on Size's airfield. Size's airfield does go down with quite a few vetted Raptors there. We've got Comanches at the top right now. Action all over the place on this first game here of the Toweleeeie Invitationals. Barracks does go down there as a Raptor. A bit late to the party. The Comanches are actually going to fly straight into the base. And he actually hit a drone there because he was on guard or guard air or attack move. He actually hit the drone. So now the Comanches are deep inside of Google's base, but there are loads of Avengers. Not Avengers, sorry, what am I about? Vs in the middle now for Google. So is Google going to be able to deal with that? Google somehow is taking the advantage in the ground order. We've got a Patriot missile drop down for Size's main base. These Comanches are still flying around, but you don't want to hang around there too long because these tow missiles will just wreck these Comanches with the drone. So the Comanches have been chased away at the moment. I'd like to see the oils picked off. Google at the top does have them oils. He has this oil down here as well. Those have been killed, and Size does not have this. The Comanches are actually inside of Size's base, and suddenly this does look like he's tilting inside of Google's favor. He's got 10k now. The CC has gone down. Comanches, are they all going to get taken out? They do. I was going to say all get taken out, but now actually, where's Size's dozer? He's got 1 dozer there, and he's got 1 dozer here building a CC. Google got a load of Vs in the middle. I'm still not sure who's going to win this. It does look like Google is now taking the advantage. He's got the oil advantage, and he's also got that refinery advantage and 10k in the bank. Size now floating a little bit of cash. A massive amount of Raptors now coming across the map. And they were all targeted pretty much on 1V, so actually not very good control there from Size. Size now starting to slip. Was doing really, really well in the beginning. We've got Comanches now deep inside of Google's base. Gonna take out the airfield with the Raptors on it, so that both players are going to be 5-star very, very soon. Size a little bit ahead in terms of XP. Size now getting completely cleared from the middle. Google dropping down a strategy center again in the middle. So both players don't have very much, really, apart from the Google's base in the middle and also Size's base back in his original base. Raptors are coming in now, but they're so hard to control and manually target all of these Vs. I'd prefer to be the guy with all of the Vs. There is a fuel air bomb or leaflet coming in. There is a Spectre gunship coming across the map. Absolute madness here on Defcon 6. We have got Raptors coming in across the map, still hitting these Vs. These Vs are just clearing out the middle. Besides, the Comanches deep in back of Google's base. Taking out the supply. Spectre gunship taking out more of Google's buildings, but it's this massive blob of Vs. How is Size going to deal with that? Size also has the Comanches on top of his airfield here, but the Comanches have been taken out slowly by the Raptors. Raptors coming in, taking out most of the Comanches. 2 Comanches remain, but now how is he going to deal with that massive blob of Vs? Does he have a strategy center? Yes, he does. Does he have a carpet? Probably saved up for this, because he's going to need it. Comanches deep in Google's base, still clearing up. Google's base is thinning out. Carpet bomb coming across the map from Google, as well as these Vs, and the Spectre airfield going to get taken out with a load of Raptors on it. Spectre taking out the airfield. A-10 coming in. These Vs, are they going to go down? Are they going to take out Size? Are they going to finish him off? It's looking like this might be the end of Size. How is Size going to deal with that? A fuel air bomb comes in and completely annihilates most of Size's base. Hold the line. Does make the strategy center survive for now. Comanches deep inside of Google's base, still clearing out the middle. But Size has no answer for these Vs. This is blob of Vs, just too much. Google also has 20k in the bank. Fuel air bomb comes in and disables the Comanches. What a pro move. There's only 2 people in history now that, that have done that. I won't say who the other player is, but you might be aware. How are they going to get killed, though? That's the thing. A V is just going to walk up to them and just hit them. Interestingly, they're still firing the tow missile, not using their main gun. A-10 coming in. Google copying copying the pro strats. MOAB comes in and takes out most of the Vs, but it was just slightly off. Carpet. Oh no, that's still the MOAB. MOAB, that is. So Size's MOB. Yeah, sadly, if that had to finish off most of those Vs, Comanche's now coming in. From the sides, only 3 or 4 Vs left. Only a few Comanches left, though. Only 1 Comanche left. And Google is just left with a massive amount of money. It's dropping down airfields, but both players rendered with not a lot of units left, to be honest. But Google is the one with the cash. And look how many Chinooks he's got. If he wanted to, he could manually collect from all of these crates, but he's actually more focused at the moment on... well, I don't know what he's more focused on at the moment. I think he's dropping down more war factories at the moment. That's what he's focused on. Strategy center going down again. Size now on 2k. Does not have very much money at all. He's dropping down a supply there, but he already has one, so that is not needed. I think Size has been overrun here. A game that was looking like Size's game. Is now flipping and looks certainly like Google has this in the bag. Size's strategy center now taking out. There'll be no more carpet for him. He's only on 2.5k. Google's still on 16k. Raptors coming in across the map. Takes out the only dozer escaping for Size. And now he's just got his CC pretty much. If I did say fuel air bomb before on that, by the way, I meant leaflet. Leaflet and the Comanches. GG from Size. What an absolutely epic game for our first game. 13 minutes of pure action on Defcon. Pretty much no lag. I don't know if it was like 10 ping there as well. Super, super insane. Google takes game number 1-1-0. I'm actually going to change his name to Google since he's called himself Google here. Super, super epic game. Okay, game number 2 is going to be Liquid Gold. And we're going to see a China mirror this time. So who is going to win this one? Who's got the better China? You could say Google's China is very, very strong. And I think he actually prefers playing China. But China, for size, is also one of his favorite as well. So yeah, amazing first game. Spam all around. Leaflet on top of the Comanches. A-10 on the Comanches. So yeah, Google did steal my strats. Up on my wall in front of me, I actually have a canvas of that epic moment where I did it against Firelord. I was literally about to die, had a CC on very, very low HP. Leaflet is Comanches. I had no other way of killing Comanches. Leaflet on the Comanches and then A10 on the Comanches, and Google just stole it. But you could say his was pretty cool because the Comanches were actually about to take off or taking off in his example, but they actually died while partially in the air as well. So the splash damage still killed them. So super epic first game. China mirror on the next one. Okay, welcome to game number 2 in this best of 13. First win 7 games of Toweleee's Invitationals 2020 of the top 8 players. Here we are with this quarterfinal between Big Size and Google. In the south this time in game number 2, we've got China Vanilla for Google in the purple. He's changed his color. I'm going to have to ask him to take Cyan next, so he sticks with the same one. We've got Big Size with the dark blue in the top, also with China Vanilla. I think this is both, maybe not their ultimate favorite army, but they both like playing China, definitely. Got Google with a forward supply, and also taking this right-hand side supply, whereas Size is going to play more standard. Looks like he's going to take just 2 supplies. So Google's going to be the more aggressive one. Now, I think with this one, you have to kind of do damage early. The first Flamer, for example, would be nice if you get close to Size's base and you cause some damage. That'll be real nice build order for him. Whereas if Size just continually pumps out, because he's going to have 2 War Factories faster and probably a little bit, or really have a better economy, actually, because Google could just drop, yeah, a second War Factory here, but I think Size has actually dropped down the barracks, actually. Okay, yeah, so very, very interesting build orders from both. Completely different. Barracks and a War Factory versus a forward War Factory, or a forward double War Factory build order. So Tank Hunter here from Size, he has spotted this forward build order. So Google has been spotted. TNT placed on top of Google's trucks. That's a good 1-0 start, I'd say, in this match number 2. Size is going to now drop down a bunker on this left-hand side. Wants to try and seal that off. So the longer this game goes, the more it's going to be Size's advantage, because he is going to... whoa, why is he not getting them oils, man? He's going straight to the bottom right instead. Oh, he's got more red guards here. Okay. So yeah, the longer the game goes, if Size does get the oil and the game goes later, then Size is going to have a big advantage. But if the game... If Size is not allowed the oils, or is punished too much before he's able to get to that situation, then... yeah, it's going to be more beneficial for Google. So on this left-hand side, Flame is going to take out that bunker. It is delaying Google more than anything, though. It gives Size enough time to get out more units. But these Flamers are always awkward to deal with, because the Flame Wall does damage from a big distance, keeping Size busy right now. Size behind this getting the oils. He's getting the one in the bottom right. He's going to get this refinery as well, but that Flamer there has stopped those middle 2. He's going to get the one back in his base and also here at the top right. But Size has got this Flamer here to deal with in a second. Google being relentless with the pressure at the moment. Flamer might take out the power. I don't think so, but the War Factory has gone down. There's another Flamer now coming from Google. Google's ready to expand to a 3rd supply. And then on this right side of Flamer is going to push Size back again. So Size now needs to get open at his 2nd War Factory. He needs to get on 2 War Factories altogether, actually. He's dropping down another power plant, but a little bit late there. And this Flamer here might kill this Dozer. Size needs to kill that ASAP. He's going as fast as he can. But this Dozer looks like it's going to go down. But will the War Factory finish? I think the War... Oh, that's so unlucky for Size. But the Flamer over here is taking out Size's 2nd supply. Size's power and barracks have gone down. Gat now out for Size. So Google's build order has worked out amazingly here. Dropped down the 2nd supply... sorry, 3rd supply there. Not perfect at all. But I suppose at this stage in the game, you would definitely prefer to be in Google's position. Size going for that economy, but it's quite not worked out for him. He's taking a lot of damage. Of course, he still might hold this off. So let's not count him out yet, but Google has definitely done more damage to Size so far. Size does have the refinery. He's got 1 oil, 2 oils, 3 oils, and he's even going for Google's oil deep in the back of his base. So he could have potentially 4 oils, but it's just the lack of units from Size and is... sometimes walking into the Flame Wall. It's just not proving well for him. Sai's now on 3 war factories. He's going to try and desperately hold on here. He is getting some units out, and he is going to at least hold on against this flamer. Tank and Toweleeie facing off against each other, but it's 1 supply versus 3 supplies. But Sai does have the oils in his favor as well. And he's actually getting the oil deep in the back of Google's base. Propaganda center and command center going up for Google. Google ahead in XP by 300. Roll in the chat says 2-0 already. Could well be. But Size is now stabilized and he's got the oil, he's got the refinery. Because people forget about the refinery. And the 10% off all your vehicles, that does make a difference over a long period of time. Definitely. Okay, Size got another oil here now. And yeah, Google not protecting his main oil. Not protecting any oils really, apart from these 2 here. So he is going to kill that one. Size is now on a decent amount of units, but Google is ahead now in tech. So he's going to have his Lotus out very soon. So yeah, which position would you prefer to be in? I suppose on this left side, there's no oils been taken just yet. But once this Lotus is out, Google's going to be able to get at least 2, I would say, of these oils here. Size is now on a decent amount of units. Now dropping down a propaganda center deep in the back of his base. But I suppose if a carpet lands there, that's just going to annihilate everything. Do you not want to drop it there instead? Surely that would be a better position, but maybe he's just trying to save his dozer right now. So Size has got a fair few units. He's got like 4 units there, another 5 units there, 3 here. He's got the war factory advantage. And he's also got that refinery. Remember, do not forget the refinery. So Size now looking for some revenge. Remember, he is 1-0 down already. Maybe he's smelling the cash. Or maybe, like someone said in the chat, he's maybe a little bit cold. Sometimes he does go cold into games. I don't think he ever warms up, or at least from what I know, he doesn't anyway. Okay, Flamer here from Google in an awkward position is killing a load of Size's units. Flamer versus Flamer battle here. Got Google now collecting the oils. Probably did realize that Size actually already took that oil. With a sneaky Flamer there from Size. Big push from Size. Well, I say big, it's actually quite a small push from Size, but he is breaking through. There is now an Overlord out for Google on his left side. But another scrappy and messy game. Size is definitely fighting back, but is it going to be enough to win in the game? 1,300 versus 2,900 in terms of cash. There is an Overlord here again, but there is outposts here to back this up from Size. It's just this is kind of a fragile army, but this Overlord is big and slow and susceptible to damage from these outposts. Size seems adamant on killing that, and he might actually succeed just as Google has built a gate on top of it. So a massive waste there from Google of 1,200. Just went down instant. First ECM out for Size. He's going to need more than that, though, because he wants to disable this Overlord. But I think he's got enough outposts here, actually, to push this back. And back at home, Google has dropped some mines right in front of Size's army. That's an awkward position because they're pretty much going to kill most of that army with those mines. And Size has stabilized back here, actually, fighting this off. Size doing really, really well considering the situation. And definitely fighting back. And suddenly it's looking like Google's actually on the back foot. Google now dropping down a second war factory because it looks like his other one has been killed. Lotus down the bottom right, taking that oil again. Size now on 6k. Both players on around 2k XP. CC now dropped down for Size, and he's now looking to go and expand, probably over to this right-hand side. Gonna have carpet and artillery coming across. I think the carpet looks like it's going to land there between the 2 buildings. Very, very nice spot. Artillery coming in. Going to be on the main supply of Google. Carpet coming across for Google and artillery as well. Is the carpet going to land there? And is it even going to hit, actually? Outposts in the numbers look like they're going to take it out. Ooh, is it going to finish? Might actually save the supply with the outposts. Yeah, he did. Supply is saved, and now Size has got a massive army advantage. So we've got 3 oils for Google, 2 supplies. So he's definitely not out. He's got the cash to come back, but Size now has this massive army advantage. It's like charging straight through the middle of the map at Google's base. Is Google going to have enough, quick enough to disable it? I can't really think of many things that Google can make when he's camped outside the war factory. The ECMs and the outposts will just completely annihilate anything that comes out. So yes, ECM outpost army definitely looking strong. Google says GG. Not 2-0, as someone said in the chat. It's 1-1 apiece. So yeah, GG, well played. Super, super exciting. Now, maybe Google lost that on purpose because the loser of game number 2 is the person who chooses the matchup next. This is a rule by our famous sponsor, Toweleeeie. So yeah, you may have seen, I showed before a list of matchups. They're quite balanced matchups. We've got like Demo Laser. I think there's a Tox Demo. I think there's yeah, Google saying this build order works on Shay. And to be honest, I think it was looking super good. Google just literally needed, if he just had a couple of red guards, guard in, I'm just trying to think of the least micro thing. If he had a couple of red guards, guard in his back oil, and a couple of red guards, guard in the bottom right oil, probably could have saved Google, would have won, because Size wouldn't have had enough money to drop down three war factories. Yeah, so super amazing. Okay, so matchup GLA tank. The Size gets to choose the map, and he gets to decide if he plays GLA or tank first. Size always likes the map, but it's desert. Do they want Vendetta? He does like Zen Vendetta. 0 hour carrier is over. Okay, he wants Vendetta. Yeah, he only likes desert. Okay, we're gonna have Cyan against Red. That'll be pretty nice. One thing I think we should amend in 0 hour, maybe with a Gen Tool update, is add in more colors to the game. So that's not going to affect the gameplay or anything like that. But why isn't there a black color? Like, imagine how cool your units would look like with a black tip on the end of the tank or black stripe on the Humvee, something like that. Like different skins for the units. Like, where is black? Where is silver? Where is white? You know, these kind of obvious cool colors that I think would look good in the game. Don't know if that's even possible or not, but I think it would be pretty cool addition to the game. Probably would mismatch with people not on Gen Tools thinking about that, actually. But it would be pretty cool. Okay, so we're here with game number 3. We got Google in the north on Vendetta. He is playing under the GLA Vanilla faction in the cyan color. Deep in the south, we have Big Size in the red with the China tank. Size says, "Ah, fuck." Okay, I've never seen Size do that before. Let's see. Maybe he didn't build a dozer, or maybe he built mines instead of a dozer, or maybe he spilt his drink. Very, very weird. And now I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck on this screen. Why can I not escape from this screen? Let's just give it a second. But yeah, I wonder why Size quit. What the hell? Yeah, I'm kind of stuck. Oh no. Got my mouse back now. That's weird. Yeah. Let's gonna see what happened. Oh man, well, yeah. Size reckons he pressed the gen-tool menu and nothing was responding, so is that the pressure? Get into Size? So who knows? Okay, we got Google in the north as the GLA Vanilla in the cyan. In the south, we got Size in the red. Hoping he doesn't quit this time with the China tank. He's got, yeah, he's joking this time. Google says, I will kill you. Size says, never mind. Okay, so we've got Size going for probably going to be 2 supplies. Very, very standard for tank against GLA, but he's done a more forward supply. So going to be some supply truck crushing of workers you can probably expect. Very, very even so far, 1-1. We're tied, and then we're going to see the reverse of this as well. GLA versus tank in the next match as well. So perfectly fair throughout this. If it does reach this tie-break situation in 6-6, we will see a tank mirror, so also fair. Okay, we've got a truck from Size going to be scouting around, and he is going to find one worker there in the center. Is Google going to react with that? Yeah, he is. It's going to go inside of the building. That's annoying for Size. But Size does know there's going to be a tunnel there. Maybe by then he can get his flamer out. So Size's truck is now looking for some more kills. But I think he's ultimately just going to have to go back. Maybe he wants to send it down here. So yeah, Google finishing this tunnel now. That truck is going to go all the way back. He's going to build another truck there anyway, though. I'm not 100% sure. He's just sending that back. He's looking for another worker or another tunnel. Looks like he's saving it, actually, to go there. So that guy a little bit late to the party there. Unable to finish the worker. Or at least kill the worker in total. Yo, we're Fallen Angel, by the way. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Welcome Dale, by the way. Dale in the chat used to be an old Zero player. I think he's back now. Same as a guy called Walsh, I think, is back as well. Or WA7SH, I think. They both messaged on a YouTube video saying they're back. Anyway, Google is here to do some harassment, but there is a mines there, and it's just going to get past, though. And the Doze is going to get hunted. There is one other one, and that's deep inside of Size's base in the middle. Nice and secure. But Size over here is getting harassed quite a lot. The 2 trucks here taking a beating. But Size is there to clear everything up, and he does so now, and he's safely on 3 supplies. 2 flamers here in the middle. Going to be trying to cause some damage to this tunnel. It's going to kill the worker, which is very, very important at that point, and damage the tunnel as well. So he really wants to clear that. Once GLA loses control of the middle, it's very, very hard for GLA to come back from that. So I'm going to be interested to see how Google is going to handle that, because once tank kind of gets to this point and he starts making Battlemaster Flamer combos, it's kind of hard to deal with, and you've got to use hit and run tactics with your Scorpions, with your rockets, try and pick off the occasional Flamer so that you can hold these bunkers. But already he's taking quite a lot of damage, and there is a super tech out for Google now. That's going to be really annoying for Size. He's also still on 1 truck down here. Size now going for a Helix. How do I get my observer mode to look like this? It's just basically something that was posted on Game Replays. It's called OBS Control Bar. You basically just install it and change your path of where your EXE launches from. So I have 2 EXEs on my desktop. When I want to observe, I use this one. But yeah, I didn't make it. Someone else made it. I think it was Fast Air that made it. I might be wrong though. Yeah, so much cooler because you can see so much more of the map. Okay, Size's outpost there taken out. Size is going to take out this worker. We've got some damaged Scorpions here. Very damaged actually, but that Gat is no match. Gat still needs to go back. Let's get another Gat on this left-hand side. Helix is now out, and Google is still on Scorps. So that Helix can cause very big damage. If you just go straight across the map now, whatever he runs into, he can pretty much kill with the Helix. But his side's going to make another Helix. Or one thing you actually might want to do is actually wait until the Scorpions push, until there's a large number of Scorps in one place. So the Helix can come in and cause big damage straight away to a load of tanks. He's actually going to push here on the left-hand side. Now he's baited out these tanks, and the Helix probably is going to get some big kills here. Super Tech would be nice to pick off, but the Super Tech is running away. It's still alive. Now it's dead. It didn't pick off any tanks, but did pick off the Super Tech. So that is at least a win for Size. Size now dropping down a propaganda center. Not interested in making a 4th supply just yet, or a CC just yet. Dropping down a propaganda center instead. But that Helix, the element of surprise was there, but it didn't really achieve that much. He could have just gone straight down the map and camped outside the war factory, and it probably would have caused a lot more damage than what he did just on the right. But he did pick off the Super Tech, and Size does have now control of the middle. Size is now trying to clear out this right side as well, but there are Scorps as well as quads out now. Two Helixes now in the air. We've got Flamers being picked off. It's good that new players are playing again, by the way, because we've got some big money tournaments coming up. Potentially, again, it's not my money, but if sponsors keep to their word, then we're going to have some like crazy money tournaments. Like I'm talking almost twice as big as the World Series kind of prize pool, if all goes to plan. Yeah, we're going to wait till this tournament's finished first. This is obviously $600, still a massive, massive amount. So both players desperately wanted to win this. Google seems to be getting pushed back, but he's got kind of a nice defense. And these Helixes are still roaming around, trying to pick off a barracks. 2 Flamers coming in. But there are enough Scorps there to take that out. Sneaky worker on the left side. Google's not been really interested in this left side of building a tunnel there for a long while, but now is sending a sneaky worker there. Would it have been more beneficial to set up a tunnel there earlier? Or is it better that he's held on this right side? A load of tunnels going down for Google. Palace being built. Sneaky worker down the right side as well. So Google is interested in these flanks now. But Size has been quick to stop it. And he's also got a Lotus inside of Google's base. He's disabled the radar van, which is kind of annoying. Because now he needs to run or keep disabling the radar van. But he needs to be careful he doesn't go near the tunnel because he's getting very, very close. Oh, just detected, and now she's going to get chased away. Don't know if that way would have been a better direction for her to run. But I mean, hindsight and as observer mode is always easier than actually playing the game. Size actually not opted for the Battlemaster upgrade. Probably one of the reasons for that is because it does make the tank stronger. Yeah, that's correct. But it also, if they're all vetted up and you get some kills on him, you gain XP very, very fast. So that might be why that Size has not taken it. Yeah, with the double veterancy, they are very strong. But they do give away a lot of XP if the enemy does kill them. So the game is stabilizing. We've got a load of tanks out for Size, as well as the 2 Helixes back in his base. On the left side, we've got a supply now for Size. Quad does get picked off. And now this army, even though he doesn't have the veterancy, he still has the autoloader upgrades. This is still a very, very scary army. And he could still vet some of them up just by killing a few tunnels or killing a few quads, so... could become even stronger. But the autoloader is the main thing here. So there's a load of quads popped here. I don't know if the quads are the right thing to pop because they're not going to be doing very much damage to this army at all. Might be enough to pick off one flamer, but the battle bus in there is the main target. Now, Size does not have any MiGs out yet. As I say that, actually, we do see one MiG. Napalm is already in place, actually. So he wants to pick off the battle buses with the napalm. That's the key to picking them off. Also, you can chip away at the quads with the napalm. But you'll see here, Google not gaining half the amount of XP, not gaining as much XP from these kills, but he is still gaining a lot, though. These battle buses are out, and they're pushing forward, tearing through Size's army, pushing Size back. Size now coming in with the MiGs, but a little bit late, actually, because the quads now might shoot him down. But actually, Google's not paying attention. He's just continually pushing forward. I think Size has enough to hold on against this. The MiGs now coming in, but one at a time is not the right thing to do. That's a big mistake there from Size. Flamer does get picked off there from Size as well. Yeah, MiG usage there from Size, not the best. Are we seeing the best version of Size recently? He is, I think, one of the older players. I think he's like 33 or 34. I'm not sure if that's the oldest expert we have or if we have older experts. Excal's got to be close, I think. But yeah, just some of this MiG decisions from Size like that. Okay, he did pick off a battle bus down to the hole, but is it worth it for sending in... He's sending all these MiGs in one at a time. Now, if Google had reacted correctly there, that MiG would have died. And the MiGs are expensive, 1,600 a piece, but he does have this extra supply down here on the left. And should Size have got the veterancy upgrade? He's getting it now, actually. It's kind of weird, man. Was he saving it, or did he just literally forget it? Or has he changed strategies halfway through the game? Because it's... if there was a time to get it, it was a time when you were there. Okay, so one unit from Size does get picked off, leaves behind some scrap. Okay, supply does get picked off, but Size is not interested in that supply right now. He's actually choosing to push on this right side. There's a load of quads and Scorps popped out of that tunnel. But the battle busters are more quads, more Scorps are going to get popped now. But these battle masters are so like ferocious, such a strong unit. Now they've got the veterancy, but they are going to give away a lot of XP. Now look at the XP for Google. Just look at it shoot up as he tears through these battle masters. Battle masters are too close to this bunker. Just look at the insane XP. Just literally, as soon as he upgraded the Battle Masters, just look, Google's almost 5-star just from that one engagement. He's going to be probably 5-star. He's 5-star from that one engagement. Crazy, crazy stuff. Google playing a really amazing GLA here, doing really well. Dropped down a crazy amount of tunnels in the early game. Just got to Palace, made sure he got at least one oil. I think he only had one oil throughout the game. I'm not sure if he ever got that one. Yeah, Google has played this super solid. Artillery now coming across the map. Size with another push with his army here, but there's only a few flamers and an ECM really, and the ECM is even damaged. Artillery comes in, it doesn't quite kill the oil. Now would be the time to send in one MiG just to finish the oil. Google's quick with the repair there, repairing the oil. Very, very important building, especially at this stage in the game. The Anthrax, is that going to land? Yeah, it's going to land on top of Size's army. Not going to achieve much, but the truck's there. I'm not sure how long they've been missing, actually. Been missing at least like a minute or something, I think. Sai's now pushing this left side. Sai's recollecting over here on this left side. Certainly looks like Google's defense so far has been super good. Google might lose his battle busters here, but all these battle masters are going down. That battle bust, unfortunately for Sai, does survive on just a couple of HP. Sai's with the odd bit of pressure here and there, but it's no real... Well, I mean, that was his main force. He doesn't really have a main force left. That was it. What we just saw there on the left side of the screen. Sasuke in the chat saying it's over. I think so too, unless Sai pulls something amazing out of the bag. I was going to say if he's got an EMP or something, he could make that work. But he's actually only halfway to 5-star, whereas Google's been 5-star for a long while. The Helix is picked off there with the AP ammo from Google. CS Size is looking in a bad way. Everything is just being repelled by Google. Little bit of a lag there. This is mine drop. Mine drop in front of Google's war factory and tunnel. Going to be a little bit annoying, but I think Google's army and defense and his number of markets is going to be keeping him in this game. So Size does have this left supply still. Google creeping forward to the tunnels. Angry Mob now for Google. I don't think that'll achieve much because this Flamer, but as long as the Flamer is microed correctly, I don't know quite what the Flamer is doing there. Just flaming one guy and not killing all the rest. It's kind of weird. Okay, game is going to slow down, but it certainly looks like Google is going to be taking this next game, to me at least. What we're probably going to need to see from Size, if he's going to take this game, is probably some kind of attack on one of the tunnels when he pops out all of his army to like do a really decent strike with either EMP or MiGs or Helixes or whatever he's got. That could win in the game. I suppose, yeah, the more I think about it, the same Size has still got the supply, still got a bit of money here. That oil has now been taken out, but Google will have the bounty though. And he's got the 4 markets back at home as well. Yeah, he's got the bounty. Okay, so Google's army actually might get trapped here, but he is just hiding behind the tunnels at the moment. MiG's coming in, taking out the quads. Took out 2 quads or 3 quads for 3 MiGs. I wouldn't say it's worth it. Battle Busters coming in from behind, as well as the AP ammo quads and the Scorps. I think this army from Size is going to get cleared up. So yes, Google's defense has just been superb so far. Okay, Size not on very many units now. He doesn't have the chain gun upgrade, which is unusual for him. I suppose when Google's going heavy on the... Ooh, you see that? That quad is not wanting to be disabled. I don't know if it's bugged or because it's Vet 3, it takes ages to be disabled. Another battle bust from Google now coming in from behind, and it looks like Size is going to concede this game. Size still not on 5-star at 17 minutes into the game. He's just not killed enough. And was it a mistake from Size not getting the Battlemaster upgrade early on? Or was that deliberate? Be interested to know from Size. Okay, artillery does take out 1 market. Instantly rebuilt though by Google. Sneak attack inside of Size's base. Now, I made a recent video called Fargo Pop. Now, do you want to immediately pop all your army? The trick is, for me, I think, in case you're scared of a carpet or something, I think he knows that Size is not 5 stars, so he doesn't have a carpet. But if you are scared of a carpet, you just pop like 1 or 2 units, try and bait out the shot, and then you go back inside the tunnel. But if you're adamant there's nothing, then you just pop all your stuff, and it looks like Google's going to take this game. Size is going in with a counter attack, but I just don't know if it's enough, because there's just a Jarman here, there's a Palace. Okay, there's a couple of ECMs, a couple of Flamers, but you don't want to base trade the GLA in that situation, I don't think, because GLA can just rebuild. Whereas, has Size even got a spare dozer? Oh, the Anthrax bomb. Versus the Palace now as well. Poor Battle Masters, they are completely doomed. GG from Size. Well played to Google. Superb play. Really decent defense. Okay then, so score now is 2-1. They will get to reverse that matchup. So you could say if played perfectly by both players, you could probably say that GLA is stronger and GLA should win. Especially if it goes late. So the map will be Vendetta, and they'll just reverse the spots and the armies. I'm just going to grab a drink while we're waiting for them to join. Okay then, so jumping into the next game, we've got the reverse of what we just saw on Vendetta yet again. Got Big Size in the north with the GLA Vanilla in the red. And in the south, in the cyan color, we've got China Tank for Google. Okay, interesting build order for Google here. He's gone for 3 dozers and 3 supplies. I always wondered if that's actually a good build order or not, because early on, it costs you that extra 1,000. But the benefit is you get a faster 3rd supply up. I think overall, economically, it is slightly worse off, but it's always advantageous later because you have 3 dozers rather than 2. If he hunts 2, you've still got 1 spare. You can also use 1 as a scout, so there are advantages to it. I just always wondered, is it the best, most optimal build? Okay, we've got a truck crush from Google. Not really going to achieve that much. He did kill 1 worker already. There is a terrorist here from Size. Only 1 truck there. 2nd truck only just made there. Truck killed. And the 2nd terrorist does get stopped. Another truck here, though, from Google. It's probably going to get in and kill a couple of workers, at least on this left side. Is Size going to see that? Don't think he is, but he doesn't... He's not short on cash. He's got 1,200, but he's going to lose all of his workers here, so I'm going to be left with 1 worker. So has Size seen that? I don't know if he's even seen it, to be honest. He's reacting over here at the moment. He does have... does kill 1 dozer. I don't know if he's got away with some scrap, but he might now go back and try and get a super tech. Because a super tech would be very, very good for the game for Size. Increases his chances of winning by a lot if you get a super tech. Okay, so the chances of a super tech are probably quite high here, unless Google is very, very fast with the scrap deny. He is. Size has made a mistake there. I think he should have got closer to the flamer before he finished it off. But yeah, sadly he didn't. But he might get a super tech anyway. That's definitely what he's after. Got Size now out with 2 war factories, airfield coming up, and a barracks. He did lose one of his dozers, so he's pretty much in the same situation. I think that even the airfield is being built in a similar position to how Size had it before. So it's very, very samey game. Tunnel a little bit further back there from Size, and tunnel there a little bit further back from Size. But Size does like this left-hand side supply. He's faster there this time as well. We've got Gat versus Scorpion, and Scorpion's just going to be awkwardly forced away. That Scorpion will win in the end. Scorpion now coming in. But the outpost is going to probably pick that off, I would say. TNT planted on top. Oh, there is an opportunity for a super tech, and Google has not scrub denied that one. Oh, you don't want to let Size get a super tech. That is going to be real hard to deal with. Size risking it a little bit here. He's getting a little bit close to the low HP, but he does manage to pick off the outpost and then get out of there. Flamer here from Google on the right is going to try and clear out these bunkers. Probably going to succeed because there's no more defense there from Size. Size doesn't have the greatest cash on about 800. Only collecting with 4 workers in his main. There's a Helix now out for Google. I'm not sure how many quads actually Size has. He does have 3, but they're out on the wrong side of the map. So Size's third supply over here on the left is not going to pay off just yet, whereas Google's still on a safe 3 supplies. So yeah, it looks like Google is going to take the advantage. But this super tap deep in the back of Google's base, what is that going to be able to do? Size probably thinking this is the last dozer, but it's actually not anyway, because there's CC going up over here with the other dozer. Google doing very, very well, clearing out this left side completely. Size ready for the oil expansion, but no capture upgrade just yet. Okay, and Size is going to hold on for now, but I would like to see him get this third supply yet, because he's not seemed interested in that at all. He's got two war factories out. Just going to try and get a couple more quads, because this quad, this Helix combo with the ground army is always hard to deal with from tanks. That's why both players are opting for air as tank. You'd normally think that's kind of weird, but when you get that combo going, it's real difficult to deal with. So 1 oil also captured for Google. So economically now, Google is way ahead. He's on 3 supplies and 1 oil, whereas Size is on only 2 supplies as of right now. He is going to try and capture both oils though. He might succeed. Google is ahead in terms of XP. Nickname says, why isn't Spell in this tournament? He is probably the best player at the moment. Really, is he? I don't know, man. I haven't seen him. If he is, then okay, maybe you'll get invited next time. But I mean, I've not seen any replays or any games or tournaments with him in. XCal won the latest tournament, so I didn't see Spell playing in that one. Or are you being sarcastic? Okay, so Size is forming a nice tunnel defense here, similar to how Google did, but it's a slightly different shape. He does have the same oil that Google did. But this third supply, maybe that third supply from Size was a mistake doing it over here. Maybe it would have been nicer just to get it there. Has Size even realized that's there? He surely has realized this is supplied. Yeah, he knows, because he built this supply here. Okay, so Google's got a decent ground army, as well as there's still the same 2 helixes. There's actually a 3rd helix now. That is a bunker helix, you can see there. So yeah, Google's position looking very good. There's a lot of quads out though for Size, so Google does need to be careful with them helixes. Flying them around a little bit too close to a tunnel could end in them all dying. Yo, Pret, welcome to the stream, man. And no problem, you're more than welcome. Okay, Helix is still flying around. The army for Size is still inside the tunnel, so the Helixes still need to be careful. But Size is losing ground here on this right side. Size still... Oh, he's actually upgraded to a third supply now, but now is probably the wrong time to do it, because now it's probably going to go down. And he's actually pulled his workers from there building tunnels. He's actually not even collecting from that supply anyway. Oil does go down on the right. Google did opt for the veterancy on the Battle Masters, but one of them didn't have it though, so maybe you forgot it on the first one. Okay, decent line of defense here from Size. Does still have the super tech. Helix is coming in on this left side. Now he's baited out the quads, and they're gonna... Oh, I think he could have probably gone in there, but maybe he realized that one's actually stealthed, and he wouldn't have been able to hit it. It might have lost his Helixes. So probably a wise decision if you're playing it safe to go back. I still think he probably could have won that engagement, but it's a little bit risky, especially now both of them are stealthed. I mean, if you can't target the tunnel, it makes it a whole lot harder. Artillery coming in and directly on top of that supply. I don't think that supply is ever going to pay for itself, to be honest. We're already 9 minutes into the game. I don't think Size has successfully collected any of those supplies. Ooh, 2 Helixes picked off there. Very, very expensive loss there for Google, because replacing them is going to cost a lot. But he does have a lot, though. He's got 8.1k in the bank. This oil over here is going to go down. You got a few decisions to make on this map. Do you go like 3 quick supplies? Or do you go for these oils here over the right? Do you go for this supply? And you've got decisions to make and at which point to do them, because you can't do it all. You've got to prioritize which do you think is the most important. But yeah, GLA coming out on top on this right side once again this matchup. We've got still a massive army here from Google. Does have the chain gun as well, so very, very strong. He's got autoloader as well, so that's an insanely strong army, especially against on the tier 1 units. He's got no palace out. So in a head-on engagement, Google will definitely win the engagement. She just has the pure numbers here. It's insane. Someone said predict the result. I'm going to predict a 6-6 scoreline. And we're going to go to a decider. And then I don't know who's going to win the decider. That's my prediction. Yeah, Google's doing very well here, but is he winning the game? Would you say it's still 50-50, or is he taking the advantage? I suppose Size is pushing down this right side now. Size has the mobility. He has a load of units here as well. He's just purely focused on dropping down, focusing on pumping out tier 1 units, rather. He's dropping down a CC now, so he probably has the bounty. And MiG's coming in, but they're flying straight over, and they're not going to achieve anything. That's a big mistake there from Google. One of few mistakes we've seen so far from him. Loads of MiGs going down. Now he does have the bounty. But these units from Google are all fully upgraded. So not sure who's going to come out on top here. I think Google will come out on top. There are reinforcements here from Size. Going to get the circle around these units. And with the RPG there, as long as the RPG doesn't go down, I think Size will slowly win that. But Size is losing his main base back at home on the left side. But Size just thinking, fuck it, I'm just going to go straight into Google's base. And he is pushing Google back. Google now needs to muster some kind of defense that's strong enough to take out all of that. Mines are coming in. That might be enough. It's going to take out the quads at least, I think. Quads do escape, actually. Everything escapes, but they're very low, though. Gas alone will not be enough to take out these Scorps. It would be nice for Size to force fire this and clear some of the mines. But all of this is giving bounty money to Size. Size now has a few Scorpions here, so he probably will be able to hold this off, I think. Size very nice there. Holding his nerve, keeping his arms there. Choosing to kill the lowest rather than to sell. Okay, I think for Google, he has the money to drop down mines. So to delay this push into his base, Probably getting mines at least on the airfield would have been nice, because you cover such a large area, you might have been able to pick off a couple of these units. And that might have been enough to clear this up. But now it's going to be an interesting pivotal engagement. Size of the nice defense back at home. So it's basically two major battles going on, and both very decisive battles. Whoever wins these two battles, or wins at least one of them. I think his Size wins this one here. I think GLA might win, but Size's army is thinning out though. Quads are getting picked off. There's only RPGs left, along with a few Scorps. Size, there's a few more Scorps back here. A very, very close game, this one. Super, super close. Size now on... We know he's 5-star. Anthrax Bomb. Where has that been dropped off? Ooh. That could win him the game. But is it going to kill them Battlemasters, though? The Battlemasters are going to go low. I think Google needs to move out of there, because all of these Battlemasters are going to get picked off, and they're all 3 bounty money. All going to go very low. There's only only one escaping now. And Size actually doing very well here. This is a super close game. Size now on 8.8k. All of the kills on all of them units. You get 20%. EMP. Ooh, very nice game. This is going to probably go late. I think this is going to go very, very close. Those are trying to crush a worker. Does achieve it as well. A little bit ambitious. Supply going down for Size at the bottom right of the map. This is a crazy close game. Airfield for Google now going up on the left side. The original one did get killed that was here. That tunnel's not going to be cancelled for Size. Not going to get his money back. Artillery kills that supply again. I swear, that supply has not paid for itself. Those workers have been remade a few times, and it's not been up for long enough to have paid for itself. It might have just made a little bit of profit, but I mean, it's 1,500 to build. Okay, so we've got a few Scorpions here, but these Battlemasters are still going to be so hard to deal with. That tunnel there would be nice to get up for Size. You get the 2 free RPGs. But I think he just wasted them. Yeah, he just wasted them. Now he's got some heroic Battlemasters to deal with. Heroic Gat there as well. Another Helix being built by Google, it looks like. Supply for Size going down. He is rebuilding that supply. Flame have been taken out there. So Size still has a few Scorpions out, but it's these Helixes. When this next Helix comes out from Google, I don't know if he's building it now or if he's saving up for it. GPS scramble used. Oh, when Size sees that Helix, oh, he's going to panic because he's only got Scorpions right now. I don't think he's got any quads. Oh man, he's going to lose all of his Scorpions here. I don't know if... Yeah, he probably will kill the War Factory just. But Size is now going to realize what's up. Oh man, that's bad. But they are stealth though. Well, 2 of them are. There's 1 quad out. Okay, so actually 2 of them stealth. He's only going to lose 2. So half of the Scorpions escape. There's 1 quad out. Going to chase them Helixes away. But I'm pretty sure that Helix could just fly in and clear up here. Size now rebuilding a supply back in his main base. Carpet on top of that supply again. Oh man, Size not having any luck with that supply, is he? I don't know if it would have been more safe. Nah, probably not to build it there. Definitely makes much difference. Okay, Google's on 1,500. Got to remember EMP is still at his disposal. He's got mines as well. Artillery he's got. And the Helix is the mobility, but GLA is always difficult to fight against because it's better late game in general. Got the Anthrax Bomb. He's got the bounty from any kills that he gets. But we're coming down to a very, very low unit count on both players. No subliminal messaging from Google. Don't know if that's a mistake or not, but yeah, we can see it. It doesn't have it on the Helixes. Got the speaker tower, but no subliminal messaging. Okay, Sai's only collected on 2 workers back in his main base. Still flying around with his helixes. He's annoyingly got a little bit of money left there. They could long distance collect, which he's actually going to do right now. Can you see tracks of stealth units? I don't think you can, no. You can't see the tracks, but what you can see is like trees being run over. You see, yeah, you can't. I don't think you can see the tracks, but you can see like trees being run over, or like sandbags being run over, or fence being run over. That's all you can see. Yeah, not the tracks. I think, anyway, that's from my memory. Okay, so I still do not know who is going to win this game. Besides, the more money he collects, I think the more favor it slips towards him. Because you're going to get more quads out, more Scorps, and I think the more units the GLA has out, the easier it is for the GLA, because you've got the mobility. If you want to fight over here, you can. If you want to fight over here, you can. But yeah, very, very close game. Sai's not wanting to throw this one away, and Google adamant to get the win. But yeah, you see what I mean? Now he's got these got the stealth scorpions, and probably got quite a few quads inside of there. It's going to scare the helixes away. I think based on that, it's slipping into Sai's favor, but it's still super close. Only 13 pings at any kind of micro. Anything fancy you want to do is possible. Game is slowing down, but we had a carpet there, but not really achieving that much. Okay, artillery coming across. It's going to be on that supply again, isn't it? Man, that supply is like the most annoying supply to have. Anthrax bomb coming in. Would be nice if it's there, actually. Where's that going to land, man? Okay, that's still kind of good. Yeah, that is good, because it's going to kill the dozer and the trucks, or stop the trucks from collecting. But the helixes actually are engaging up here. I missed that for a second. The scorpions... Actually, it looks like the scorpions don't even leave tracks, even for us as the observer, when they are stealthed. But yeah, it needs to be careful here, because the quads... Ooh, did that quad go down? There's only 1 quad left, I think. Only 1 quad remains. But is that helix low? A little bit HP been taken off, but it's nothing major. Google is clearing up Sai's base. Yeah, just not enough quads, which actually I'm surprised about. Maybe that was just a really sneaky move by Google, and he caught on top of the quads. There are 3 quads out now, which is probably going to be enough to push us back with the correct micro popping in and out of the tunnels. But now he's got this front army to deal with, the Battle Masters and Gats. So yeah, this is not looking good for Sai's now. Flamer here going to clear out this bunker as well. I mean, it's this combo that I talked about really early in the game. You go helixes compared with the combined with the strong ground army, and it becomes so hard to deal with. These scorpions here from Sai's, I think they're the invisible ones, or are they the invisible ones? Either way, they're taking out this supply over here. Google does not have very many buildings, so if you go for a base trade, might actually be able to kill him. But the sneak attack deployed right by the CC. Is he going to pop his quads from there? If he does, it'll probably scare back these helixes. He's actually there with the quads. No CC for Sai's, and no supply for Sai's. Needs to probably stop making terrorists, because he wants to save every bit of cash now. Yeah, Google's buildings are slowly getting picked off. The helixes are coming back now to defend this, but these are the invisible ones. So yeah, you see, when they're stealthed, even we can't see the tracks, but when they're unstealthed, they leave tracks. So that's like the game engine behind it looks like. So carpet on top of the arms dealer there. No fortified structure, because we're not seeing any palace. Quads on this left side. This is a super close game. 4 Battle Masters against 5 quads. We've got 3 Scorpions somewhere out on the map still. Got Flamer here taking out Sai's main base. Only a barracks remains for Sai's. He's now dropping down another supply, so we're coming down to the last 2 buildings for Sai's. Sai's now going to go back, and we're going to be left with very few units. She could be on for a legendary replay here. Sneaky flamer down the right, but it's extremely low. Just literally needs a tap, and that is going down. I think Sai's has seen it coming, because he did have RPGs inside of there. These quads, though, they're locked onto the helixes. Oh no, they're not. I thought they were locked on, but they're not. Mihajlo says it's still 50-50. To be honest, I agree. CC still exists for Google. So he's got EMP, artillery, carpet is just being used. But EMP, I don't know if I've seen that recently. Have I seen that? Or did I miss it? He's got mines as well. I mean, I don't know whose position I'd prefer to be in. I'd probably... I mean, the tank's got the mobility, which is kind of weird being against the GLA, because there's these helixes flying around, but it's these invisible scorpions, man. Like, but how's Sai's going to deal with that without bringing these scorpions back like this army here? He needs to do some kind of hit and run, but the helixes, if they're just flying over, but he cannot see, he has no idea about these scorpions. He might be able to see the smoke trails, and that would be the interesting thing. Or can he, though? Can he? Because if he can see the smoke trails, surely he would force fire there. Oh, the scorpions don't want to reveal themselves just yet because the helix is flying right above. Gat does get picked off. Helix is still flying around. Armsdale are going to get picked off. So it's a bit of a game of chess here at the moment, actually. Both players can win. It just depends on the positioning of the units. Artillery coming in across the map as well. Scorpions are going to be used here. You probably want to do a hit and run tactic, though. Get these low, come in and finish them off later. But it just looks too strong, actually, for Google right now. Google does not have very much at all, apart from the support powers. Artillery, oh...
You have been defeated.
What a legendary game. GG, well played by Google. Google takes it to 3-1. Sai's not even quick enough to say GG. Well, he did say GG, but only we as an observer saw it because Sai's was kicked from the game so fast by the artillery. Yeah, just amazing play there from Google. Did really, really well. So yeah, won both sides of that, GLA versus tank. Now Sai's will choose the matchup. Google will then choose the map. Another amazing game. Super, super high level game. So yeah, amazing game. Okay, so size matchup, then Google map and army first. Amazing game. 24 minutes of pure action on Vendetta. Okay, size one's demo versus toxin. I'm prepared for the map, don't worry, Google says. He's going to choose something weird, like Bozic Destruction. Or maybe one of the official ones. I think he's going to do like Dust Devil or something weird.
It's Friday night.
North America, something like that. Yo, Mal Multi, thank you for the donation, man. Thank you for the £10. Much appreciated. It is Friday night indeed. Thank you very much. Forgotten Forest official. Okay, interesting. He does like this map. But size here with the with the matchup choice, obviously opting for the GLA mirrors. I had a lot of practice in GLA mirrors against Boyka recently. Boyka considered very good in GLA mirrors, so let's see if Size's GLA demo is going to be on fire. Let's see. So in the red, we've got Size with the GLA demolition. Bottom left, we've got Google with the GLA toxin in the cyan color. So yeah, Google does like this map. It's the more official map, Forgotten Forest. You probably haven't seen this for a very long time. The differences are, like, between the unofficial and official one, is these supply crates here, I think, easier to access and easier to defend, whereas here you've kind of got this ridge here, and also this map with all the bumps in it and all the ridges. It's kind of hard for use of buggies, because buggies tend to bug out. They can't figure out how to shoot up from down and vice versa and stuff like that. So buggies tend to do bad against Vs. Buggies tend to go too close to the Vs and then die. So yeah, if we get to a buggies versus buggies stage or buggies versus battle bus, I'm expecting buggies to not do all that well. So we've got Google with 2 middle tunnels. We've got here and here, whereas Size going for both oil tunnels. So if the game does go longer, you can expect Size probably going to get control of the oils, but Google going for the more aggressive. I think he's going to go for, oh, not a TT actually. He's prepared 2 rebels and 2 RPGs and 1 worker. It's going to be interesting. Going to be a tech RPG rebel combo. Very interesting. Is he going to drop off a couple of these rebels at the enemy supplies? I've seen Fargo doing that recently. Maybe Google is taking some notes out of Fargo's book. Maybe that's what he's going to be doing. It looks like Google's actually preparing a big tech RPG attack, which I've seen this a couple of times recently. When I played Vivid recently, we did a Tox Mirror, and it kind of seemed normal for just to mass like 3 or 4 techs, maybe even 5 techs, and then go deep in the enemy base, pop them all out and try and get an aggressive tunnel. So the RPGs for Tox are better. They got better accuracy, and once they're in the air, they can turn faster and like travel faster. Just all round better. Gonna go and try and park outside of Size's base, but this is a bit of an awkward position. He's a little bit close to the tunnel. The tunnel's able to help out, but Google looks like he's coming out on top so far, but it's just an awkward position because that tunnel there. But now, how is Size going to deal with that? Because there's only 1 scrapped up tech now from Size. Google seemingly wants to get this tunnel up, and if that tunnel does get up, that's going to be real hard. Oh, poor Size, man. Size has got RPGs here that he's not using. But I mean, now he's got a super tech. He's just camped right outside of Size's base. This is looking bad for Size. Size might be mentally broken by this one. Such a quick defeat on his matchup as well. I was really surprised by how close Google unloaded all that stuff, literally right in front of Size's face or base. But now that tunnel's up, that's going to be so hard to deal with. Has Size got a super tech? I don't think he has. Size dropping down another tunnel. He does. He's still on 2 supplies, still on his full amount of workers. Size now used his RPGs, but now Google's already on Scorpions and dropping down a second arms dealer. Okay, so I've been in this situation many times myself, and it doesn't usually end well. When he gets a couple of aggressive toxin tunnels like that, they're so hard to clear. But then once your second supply starts taking a beating as well, you're now on 2 supplies versus a better army right in front of your base. Tunnels versus tunnels is not usually going to end well. So yeah, Google really nice with the aggression there. Size is trying to defend it as best he can, and so far looking not too bad. All things considered, he's not rebuilding his second supply yet. Does have a rebel out, and deep back here he does have a worker ready to place a tunnel. Google is not taking the foot off the gas, trying to kill Size as fast as possible, and I think if that tunnel goes down and he starts killing the workers in here, that's going to be so hard to deal with. Toxin Tunnel just instantly clears the RPGs. Someone in the chat says Size has now become an even lower level. You know what? I'm not even convinced Size is that much worse than he used to be when he was like totally on top. I just think the average level right now, it is generally higher. I think the top 10 players are higher than it was like 5 years ago, or even 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. I think the top 10 right now is real strong. I don't think there's any like outright one dominant player, although xCal has won a lot of, well, I don't know if he's won a lot of tournaments. He's won a few tournaments as of recent. But I think the top 10 is very hard to distinguish between. GG from Size. Well played. So it was only a few weeks ago that Size beat xCal quite convincingly. I can't remember what the score was. But Size did a real decent job. But I think it's like, it's one of the things where like you get it in some sports as well. Just because player A beats player B on X day, it doesn't mean that and player B beats player C. It doesn't then mean that player C can't beat player A. It's like you can catch anyone on a good day and on a bad day. Different styles versus different styles, stuff like that. Yeah. Also, you got to remember Google had the better army there as well. I think the Tox. But yeah, maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe Google has got better over recent years, and maybe Size is has got slightly worse, and maybe that's balanced it out, or maybe tipped it even inside of Google's favor. So yeah, Google doing very good here so far. But let's not count Size out now, because Size is going to have the stronger army now, which is Tox. Google just needs 1 second, and we'll kick off with game number 6. Exile says in the chat, put Size's difficulty on hard next time. So another example is Boyka won the World Series, beating xCal in the final. And then Fargo has been beating Boyka recently in challenges as well. I think he won the last 2 challenges against Boyka. But then on another day, Fargo will also beat Size. But then at the same time, Google will then beat Fargo, and then xCal will beat Google. So it's not all as straightforward as there's one standout player, in my view anyway. It's different. Catch people on different days. People are playing on different levels on different days, and also different styles that you might be scared of when you play Size. You might have a mental breakdown when you play Size, but you might not have that when you play against Google. Yeah, so I think the mental part of it is a lot as well. Okay, so introducing the players here then, we got Big Size with the Gilet Toxin in the red in the bottom left of the map. Sold this CC, so I can't introduce him properly in my normal style. But top right, then we have Google with Gilet as well, but he is Demolition. With the cyan color. He's going for Terrorists. Just going to go for a fast TNT. I think Google will treat this as he does with Tox versus Stealth, where like if you're Stealth or if you're one of the weaker ones than Tox, you have to get an advantage early. So you have to do a decent TNT on the War Factory, or maybe War Factory and Supply. So yeah, I think Google's going to try and get an advantage early. So if it goes later game, it will kind of balance out. Because I think if you just play it standard, I think Tox should naturally win. I think Tox is stronger. I'm sure a lot of people would agree. Okay, aggressive tunnel there from Google, and that's probably going to be the one to pop out the Terror Tech. It's going to be probably very fast, I reckon. Size here with the aggression on this bunker, but I mean that's not going to achieve all that much straight away, because this Terror Tech, ooh, Size seems aware. Size does seem aware, but Size is also going to lose his second supply though, even though he was aware. Needs to be careful. Okay, that's very risky, man. Somehow he still gets it, even though Toxin Tunnel nearly killed one of them. Okay, fair enough. So one supply down for Size. You do see this sometimes in Gillet mirrors anyway. They just target the second supply rather than going for the main anyway. I've seen Logica do that a few times in Gillet mirrors as well. Target the second supply because you can usually guarantee a hit on the second supply. But the more valuable building, I think, is the arms dealer because it's worth 2,500. But you do cut off the supply of techs anyway because you hit their money. They have to rebuild it. So, and there's pros and cons to both. But yeah, Size needs to do something now because there's a supply down right now. And as I say that, he is taking out a few units. So he's taking out a quad and a toxin tractor. Is he going to get inside of that building? Actually, Size is going to come out on top here. It did have a load of sneaky RPGs inside of there. Google now with a tech RPG trying to take out the barracks. And Size already has the capture upgrade. And he always had as a tunnel at the top. He's got a tunnel here, so he can easily just walk across the bridge and get that. Looks like Size is doing well so far, but he's not rebuilt that second supply. He's going for the oil instead. These RPGs have been left out in the open, and they are going to go down. So where's them techs gone? They just left the RPGs? Okay, at least he gets the barracks, I suppose. Tentacle comes in and hits that worker. I don't think it did anything else. In case you missed it earlier, it's a best of 13, by the way. It's the first to win 7 games, so Google's already over halfway. Nice job in the chat, Vinayak. Muting the spammer. Nice one. Okay, Tentacle's still running around, but there is a push here from Size and actually cancelled the tunnel as soon as it was built. But there are Scorps here, but there's RPGs from Google. Google all out with the aggression again. Wanting to capitalize on that killed supply. But Size is getting both of the ores. There's the second one coming in now. Size seems under pressure. There is Tentacles and Scorpions. I think if Size can hold this, he can still win the game. But if he lets his War Factory go down, that's going to be bad news. Tentacles just escaping. War Factory needs to be repaired instant, but Size is not repairing it just yet. I think Size can hold on here. He's going to take a lot of damage, but I think he is going to hold on. As I say that, he's losing everything. Didn't scrap up that tech, so he's not able to kill these RPGs easy. But Size is still holding on. He's got both oils now. He's on 2,800. He's going to get a super tech just now. At least I think he is. Random Duo says Size just became bad. I think bad is probably not the word to use. Because he's still one of the greatest players that's ever touched the game. And right now, he can probably still take down 99.99% of players. So yeah, I think calling Size bad may be a little bit of an overstatement, a little bit harsh. Wouldn't quite put it like that. If you mean he became lower than he was in recent years, maybe that's a more polite way. A polite way of putting it. And maybe I could agree with you on that. But to say he's bad, that's simply not true. Okay, game is stabilizing. Google on a palace already. So you can expect demo bikes. Size now on 2 supplies and 2 oil. So he's economically ahead now. Is that empty? No, it's not empty. I think he's going to get a supply again. TNT, yeah, nice. Google's now on 1,000 XP. Sometimes what you see Size do with the demo terrorists is actually just make 3 just to kill the supply and get the XP, but not actually finish it off down to the hole. Because you can get a faster tech out that way and you can definitely get a kill. It's actually quite an interesting strategy, actually. Just use 3 terrorists to get it faster and just get the XP and then get out of there. Okay, Size with the push here now. Google does not have the demo upgrade just yet. He's opted for a battle bus instead. Does have a demo bike as well, though. Oh, here's where the terrain plays a part, though, in Forgotten Forest. Needs to be careful. That battle bus. Ooh, does escape just on a very low HP, but Google's now effectively only on 1 supply, whereas Size is on 2 supplies, 2 oils. So Size now in a big economic lead. Size now got a decent amount of Scorpions out. It's got a tunnel surround on Google's base. Google now has the demo upgrade. You can see that by the red explosion when the workers and whatever explode. Okay, demo bike from Google. So you're going to try and kill the barracks, okay, of all things. Just get the XP from it. Two battle buses from Google, but Size still has the oils though. So that's giving him the big lead. Two battle buses still alive though. These battle buses are now coming in, wanting to kill this tunnel before it causes, before it actually manages to defend it again. Two demo bikes come in and kill that tunnel. So Google's ahead in terms of XP, but he doesn't have a CC to use the demo rebel ambush. But Size is just so economically ahead, and I think that battle bus is going to get caught out. Yeah, so every unit that Size loses here is a big blow, because he's only on one supply. Yeah, it's real hard to come back from that. I think this is where it slowly tips inside of Size's favor. We'll probably do his confidence some good as well. Just to make it 5-1 would be, I'm telling you, bad news for his confidence. Okay, yeah, Demo Bike is a game changer. It does change things, but I just think Size is too much ahead now. I mean, with this supply constantly being harassed, Google's money is always going to be low. So every unit that he loses is going to be really difficult to replace. GG from Google. So a lot less climatic than other games. But a decent attempt there from Google. Did manage to get that TT in the beginning, but Size defended his arms dealer, so the TT was really only in that second supply. But as soon as Size got them two oils, it was kind of GG from there in my view. So we're going to see a new map, a new matchup next. Okay, so Google picks the matchup now. He is picking Tox and Laser. So Size can pick which army he wants to play first, and also he can pick the map. Best of 13 it is, by the way. Yeah, so first to win 7 games. So Google's over halfway already. Size is making his way there slowly, but still a long way to go. Okay, Size likes Sand Scorpion. So if you're ever playing in a tournament against Size, probably practice on Sand Scorpion. Interesting map for USA versus GLA on here, I think. Some people like to go for the oils, but I think that's risky against GLA because GLA can probably stop the oil capture with techs. So yeah, interested to see what Google will do here. We're going to introduce Google first. It's got a cyan color with a USA laser for Google. In the bottom right, one's Sand Scorpion, I think. Yeah, Sand Scorpion. Or Sand... Yeah, Sand Scorpion. And top left, we've got big size with the red GLA Tox. Okay, yeah, so what build order would you go for here? Is it worth going for the oils? Because, like I said, GLA can probably stop the oil capture. But it is useful to get some map vision, at least early on. But yeah, interested to see what Google will do more than size here. Nice placement of the drone there, directly above the barracks. So there's no chance of a tunnel being placed on top of the barracks, so I've started doing that a lot. You place the drone on top of the barracks, your drone's never going to get shot down, but you can still see everything. Giving away my strategies here as well. Okay, so Google is going to go through the middle and stop this worker. Size quick to remove his worker and put it inside of this building. But Google's going to get there with a missile defender, and Google somehow has managed to get on 2 supplies as well, and also drop down a war factory. Does not have the capture upgrade though. So is the capture upgrade researching now? Maybe he's just getting it later, just in case he doesn't get the oils. Maybe he just wants to see if he actually does get the oils or not. But yeah, he still doesn't have the capture upgrade. So yeah, I don't know. Is that the strongest build order that you can do? Okay, Tech RPG versus the V, and the V does come out on top. Does escape with just a very few HP. Still doesn't have the capture upgrade. So Google did, as a result of that build order, I'm trying to see what advantages he got. Like, yeah, sure, he got a ranger at the top right, but it's probably still not going to be able to capture it. Yeah, sure, he got this one here, but he could have just built it now. And also he got a missile defender in there. That's probably the biggest one. Got a missile defender inside of there. Size has now recognized what's going on with the oils. I'm just going to take out the ranger. Got Tech RPG here. I'm going to try and pick off a V. But Google's V control is usually pretty good. Hard to pick off a V. Google's only made 1 Chinook there. It's just collecting from 1 pile because there's not actually that much money there. I think there's like 10k. If you build 2 Chinooks, so I mean it's 2k for that. And then if you build another Chinook on top of it, that's like 3.2k. And only to collect 10k is actually not that efficient. Fire base being dropped down from Google, and Google's going to push at this top side. But Size has a massive map control. I think this does suit Tox here pretty well. But is there RPGs inside of there? Yeah, there is, but not many though. So these attacks from Size are mostly being repelled. Size is saving his stuff, but Google does have that oil there at the top right. So I suppose that's the major advantage, because he got a ranger up there pretty soon. He has managed to get that oil, so I suppose that's one advantage of dropping down that barracks first. Okay, technicals in the back of Google's base. So they're going to be looking for a dozer. They're going to be looking to hunt these Chinooks, actually. The Chinooks are going to be forced off. Google's not going to be collecting for the moment. It's going to then escape with his technicals and leave the RPGs to die. But the RPGs might actually be able to take out a V. It does take out 1 V. So actually I think it's worth leaving him there to take out 1 V. Just keeping Google busy more than anything whilst he expands. And he's expanded over here on the left. He's expanding to a second war factory. As well as already got the oil there, and he's got the oil there in the middle. Boyker in the chat saying he's just bought Tesla stock because Scuba told him to. Oh, I can't see anything that would go wrong with that. Tesla stock has been on the rise for the past like 3 months. Well, since it launched, it's gone up mental amounts. In the last like 3 months, I'm sure it's increased by like a couple of 1000% is how much Tesla stock has gone up by. But what the problem is there is that Boyker's bought the stock at the top. When it's already increased by loads, who's to say it's going to increase more? It's already been increasing loads. That's the risk. If you want to invest in stock in some stocks, I recommend invest in the aviation industry. Because the aviation industry right now is at like rock bottom. And when a vaccine gets released in the news, trust me, the stocks will shoot up. So you've got to be in it for the long game. Anyway, so back to the game. A little bit of financial advice there. I'm not responsible for any losses, by the way. Chinook does go down. It looks like Size has got a big map control. He's got a decent amount of money. He's got the oil in the middle as well as the tunnel here. But yeah, I just think when the aviation industry is at rock bottom now, just wait until the vaccine gets announced, because any little bit of good news in the aviation industry, the shares usually go up a little bit. But imagine when a vaccine comes out and all travel is back to normal, you can trust me that aviation will go from rock bottom to back to where it used to be. Maybe it'll take a year, maybe it'll take a bit longer. Anyway, technicals coming in. Load of RPGs here, picks off another V. Now anything you pick off at this point is good because you're economically ahead. You can afford to throw away the occasional tech and a few RPGs, but you pick off more Vs is only good because Google's not going to be on 2 supplies for very long. He's actually not even collecting there at all, it looks like. Or is he? Nah, let's just swing it in the wind. It's actually wrong. Someone's saying we need a TT on the strategies, and I totally agree, actually, because these search and destroy Vs are the hard thing to deal with. But Size is now on a palace, so he's going to be getting out. He's going to be getting out buggies, no doubt. Yeah, there we go. And once the buggies are out in numbers, that's hard for the Vs to deal with, especially when the CC gets up. Size is... Oh, it's actually nowhere near at level 3. Picking off the ambulance. Oh, he doesn't actually finish it. Size losing a lot here, and Google trading off real well. He only lost an ambulance, I think. He's remade his ambulance. But Size has such an economic lead that he can probably afford to throw away a lot of this stuff. Okay, A10 coming across the map. That oil did get killed. Google is now level 3. There's a lot of buggies here. And I think this is where he's going to get Size close to level 3. I think we've got a DC screen. Oh, I think that's going to be Size's win. Because he has the majority of the map, and I can't really see how those... I can't really see how them Vs are going to deal with the buggies. So yeah, it's just Google's disconnection problem. Sometimes it happens. It kind of freezes on the disconnection screen. But yeah, I agree. Size has won there. Google just admits and says that you get the win. So yeah, anticlimactic ending, but I just think those buggies, there's no way that Google's going to be able to deal with them. So GG. Okay, Sand Scorpion. Yes, if you've not seen that happen before, it's just basically that DC screen. It will just freeze on that, and if no matter how long you wait, it will just stick on that. So Google wants to make, so we'll join his game, but it's going to lag there. That's the problem. Okay, we need to update the score. Yeah, anticlimactic ending. But Google sees that Size had the advantage there and just gives him the win, which is good of him. Okay, so we're here with game number 8. So one and truly working our way through this best of 13. We'll Google with the top left spot on the Sand Scorpion. He is GLA Tox in the cyan color. Bottom right, we've got USA Laser in the red for big size. Size going for keeping the CC and 2 supplies. I think this build order is better than what Google did, because I think if Size had played 100% correctly, he wouldn't have even allowed that oil capture. So I don't think barracks first is the best strat on this map. I don't think so anyway, just from what I can see. I think if GLA plays perfect, he wouldn't allow any oil capture really. Okay, so Dozer dropped off in the middle from Size, just keeping Google busy right now. This worker having to be microed. There is a rebel here, so Size has spotted the rebel. It's going to be an oil capture. Where Size, he's kept his CC and he's gone for Rangers here though, but he's sending them both over to this left side. Is he going for that? Maybe he is going for that. Okay, those are still running around the middle. Again, the crushers. Drone from Size, just slightly off, so Google can't spot it with the tunnel. Random Duo in the chat says Toxin is much better on this map than Laser. To be honest with you, I totally agree. Those are still causing hassle though. Does go down. There are barrels there, explosive barrels, I think. So if you hit that, it does explode, so you've got to be careful with the splash damage. But Size is quick here with the deny on the workers. So Size may be doing a little bit of a comeback here. The ping has gone up to 18, 19, so hopefully that's not too much in terms of micro Vs and techs and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully it's still alright. Google is quick to finish this tunnel there. Let's bring back another worker. He's got an oil back at home. And also this oil up here as well. So Palace going down for Google. Actually not a second arms dealer. Laser turret being built by Size. But Google's going to be quick in here to shut that down with Tech RPG. I wonder if the laser turret is going to finish. Ooh, nope. A little bit optimistic. Size is losing units here. He's lost his dozer. His turret has been cancelled. Lost a V already. So you could say, yeah, Tox does come out on top on this map. Size here once again, this time to deny the oil. There is a tech, I don't know if that's tech RPG, it's actually not a tech RPG, but there are techs coming in from the back, and that V there is empty, but it might get picked off. Oh, it's not empty actually, it does pick off the missile defenders inside of there as well. Needs to be careful, this other V, might lose this V. At risk of losing another V, but there are more Vs here to back this up. But I think one's going to go down. Ooh, it doesn't pick that one off. But once the Palace is up, which it already is, this supply, this like kind of plateau is already taken. Google's going to be at such an economic lead. Size is trying to get his own oils. Is still way behind in terms of oils. I mean, it's only 4 minutes 30, but it feels like Google's had them oils for ages. Okay, 2 Vs getting picked off there. Size is losing a lot of Vs. But these technicals now in danger. There are a lot of more full Vs here now Only loses one tech though. Size is still creeping. Sorry, Google's still creeping forward to these tunnels here. Size can see everything going on in Google space because this amazing drone placement. Second noms dealer going up. Size still no search and destroy. Just 100% focused on building these Vs. He's trying to get in and do the damage now rather than tech up and slow his chances down of causing damage now because he needs the V numbers out right now. He's only got 1200. Buggies are already out. Size is going to be pushed back. I feel like once the critical mass of buggies is out, it's super hard for USA. I mean, probably the best way is to actually amass your Vs and then probably drop on the other side of the map rather than engaging in these choke points, like engaging there and there. I think one strat on this map should be you get all of these Chinooks, all four of them, load them up fully, and then go across the map and drop on the other side of the map. Because I think if you try and engage on these choke points against GLA, it's so hard. Okay, another attack here from Size. Is Google going to spot this? No search and destroy, so it's a lot harder for these Vs. One V does go down, but these buggies now a little bit out of place. One buggy actually does escape. Gamma is going to kill the V there. That one's just going to escape. No search and destroy still from Size. Size is trying to do as much damage as possible, but if you just look at the entire map, just look how much cyan there is. So hard. There's even a Jarman here as well, so his missile defenders going to get cleared out. I feel like this is a slow, painful death for Size. Because there's luck here. I think maybe the USA player needs to worry about this side more and try and get it. But against the Tox, it's kind of hard. Because then buildings can be cleared out so easy against the tech. Tech with the Rebel inside. Size pushing forward as much as he can. He is picking off a few buggies. But eventually he's going to have to turn around and the buggies from behind are just going to pick him off. So, yeah, it's so hard for the USA player at this point. The idea is you do not want to let Tox get in this position. That's the idea. Okay, we've got a load of buggies now taking out Size's oil. It's going to be bad news for him because he's only on one supply with 4 Chinooks collecting off it. It would be nice maybe if Size cleared this middle bit. It's probably the more easier bit to clear. So you could collect from that, I suppose. But Size from range is going to be picked off by these buggies. So hard to deal with. This Stinger is more powerful as well because of the Gamma. I think this is the moment where Size GG is losing way too much. And once Jarman comes out, he's going to clear up all of these missile defenders as well. Such a hard position for Size to be in. Even this Stinger though, because I think you get an extra 100% damage. And there's Jarman as well. That's got to be GG, surely. I mean, Size usually likes to fight to the death. I think this is a little bit too far gone. GG from Size, GG from Google. Well played. Okay, so 5-3 is the score. Size will now choose the matchup. Yeah, Tox demo traps are really useless. The only advantage they've got is they detonate more quickly, but the amount of damage they do is really limited, and they're also really expensive. They're 600 compared to like 200 for demo gen, for example. And I think they build a lot slower as well, so they're all around very bad. Probably the way it should be, to be honest, because Tox is already the strongest GLA. Okay, Size is picking stealth versus tank. North America. It's one of Google's favorite maps, actually. Interesting, man. I don't like this map. It's horrible. Yeah, but Google really likes it. It's probably got a good win percentage on it, so probably one of the reasons why he's choosing it. So we've got Size in the north of North America. So basically, Size is in Canada. I mean, if you look at the map, don't know which state it would be. I don't know my Canadian geography very well, but he's basically almost in Alaska. So yeah, Size with the tank in the north of North America and Canada with the red China tank. In the south for Google, we have GLA Stealth in the cyan color. Yeah, would you make a hijacker here? Would you make a terrorist first? Size going for barracks first. Size seems to play any map. Doesn't really seem that bothered. Although, did see last time he played Boyker, he did accuse Boyker of picking some, and I quote in inverted commas, weird maps. Okay, Size seemingly wants to build a supply over here, I think. But so does Google. So who's going to come out on top? There is a hijacker out already. It's going to go more over to this right-hand side. And Size, meanwhile, is going for the oil capture and the refinery capture. So the oil, for anyone who doesn't know, is deep in the back of your base. And then the other one's here. Yeah, both players right now on only one supply. Google has been denied his second. And he does have a hijacker. It's such a weird map, man. It's just like, I don't know. I think Size has got the advantage so far because he's going to have the oil and the two supplies. But there is also a hijacker out. Has Size realized there could be a hijacker? Is that going to be an outpost? He has made an outpost. The hijacker is going to get spotted. Hijacker has been spotted. So he's going to move his dozer away. And if microed correctly, you can crush the hijacker. He's going to try and crush it. And I think he's not going to quite get it. He's going to go for the dozer or the gat. The gat's out now. He's going to try and get inside of the dozer, but not quite succeed. Dozer has been picked off down here. And the flamer has stopped Google's second supply. This is why I don't like this map, because the second supply for both players can be stopped so easy. But yeah, Google's not in a good situation now, I don't think, because Size has got the money advantage because he's got the refinery and the oil. He's on two supplies. I would not hate to be in Size's position right now. I think he's in a really decent position. Google's second supply is going to be really late because that one was denied. Technical now coming in from Google. I mean, what is that really going to achieve? Even if it's got a few RPGs inside of it, it's so difficult to achieve anything against flamers and against gats with the veterancy. Size now out on the map. Okay, Technical's still running around. I think he's going to try and pick off that dozer because he knows he's only on one more dozer, but Size is prepared for that as well. He's prepared for everything, Size, at the moment. Size wanting that $500 for himself, which is the first prize for this tournament. Again, thank you to Toweleeeie, his tournament. Okay, Size is going to spot the second supply over here. I don't know if he's actually realized or not, but he's going to take down this tunnel anyway. Does have an outpost over here, so if he does go over here, he will scout it. Technical's still running around. RPGs, but that's not going to achieve much. Okay, so game is evening out a bit, but I still think Size has got the advantage because the army, the literal army that we can see on the screen just beats the stealth army because stealth doesn't really have enough time to get out a palace. But Size is still on one supply, still keeping his dozer safe. He knows Google could hunt it. Flamer does go down here. I think this tunnel will probably go down. I don't think he should pop from there. Now that's what I probably would consider a Fargo pop normally, but actually Google seems to have come out on top. Actually, Google, I thought Size would have hung around there and would have killed that, but actually because Size went back, I think that actually worked out in Google's favor. Okay, Size does need to be careful because that technical, I think, might still be alive. I can't remember if it died or not. Did it die? I think it might have died, actually. So yeah, Size trying to protect his doze now, but he's putting on the pressure here. 2 flamers, 3 gats, an outpost. They've got more flamers and stuff coming across the map. You've got to remember it's one arms dealer versus 2 war factories for tank. Size coming out on top, and I expect he probably will take this area. It's so hard to deal with tank in this situation. I mean, Size even got the refineries, 10% cheaper vehicles. And now this supply has been spotted. It's going to be hard for Google. Google's dropping down a palace. Yeah, I don't know if Google should be trying to defeat that. The flame walls would have been better. I think Size could have took out them quads. Okay, Worker does get picked off there. Got Size now pushing forward. Several gats, flamer, outpost. That tunnel's going to be going down. The palace is nowhere near finished yet. I mean, 65%. Until we probably see the first battle bus out. But is Size going to transition into anything else, like napalm MiGs, to try and take out them? Battle buses or not? Don't necessarily think he needs to. I think chain gun gats will probably be enough to take out the battle buses, unless Google's micro is absolutely on fire. Flamers getting picked off, and that is a decent pick off because them flamers are one of the strongest units here. And once that flame wall gets up and going, it's hard to deal with. Google does have this oil back down here in his base, so when his first battle bus comes out, it's going to be good for microing against the many tank units that Size is continuing to spam. Airfield now go down for Size. Probably before that, I would have preferred to see a 3rd supply. Because the MiGs are going to be expensive. You're going to have to cut production of something, I think. Google being really efficient with his quads, picking off everything so far. But it's just the economy of Size now. I mean, 2 supplies, oil refinery. And now Google's oil is about to die as well. Got 2 sneaky flamers about to arrive at his palace. Google's tunnel going down. Only has 1 tunnel now, 1 palace. I think this is Size's game. I think it's safe to say. Google's map pick. And he also chose stealth first as well. So yeah, very, very interesting. If Size wins both of these, of course he will equalize at 5-5. Much greater chance of coming out on top. But yeah, remember the total prize pool for this tournament is $600. A lot on the line. This Flame are going to get picked off. Does have Napalm now, and he has 3 MiGs so far. So I think just with the MiGs and that army alone, you can probably win the game. Sai's also now on 3 supplies. That oil is dead. This Flame is in an annoying spot. And now the War Factory for Google is being camped. Or it's going to be camped. Sai's actually choosing to go back, which is interesting. Probably to deal with this Battle Burst. Battle Burst is going to find some trucks here. And probably find that Dozer as well. GG. Sai's played that super well. As like I said, it's a bit of a weird map. Once that second supply doesn't get up, it's kind of GG. But yeah, Sai's did a really good job in sending over his Dozer and getting the crushes there. That was real nice. Okay, score is now 4-4. Sorry, 5-4. What did I say? 4-4. I meant 5-4. Melly Gokaya in the chat says, do you know if they will remaster the game? I can tell you right now, they're not working on any remasters. That's as of right now. Do I think there will be a Zero remaster? I don't know, man. It's a long shot, but there's a possibility. But right now, they're not working on anything. But something interesting did happen recently. They stopped releasing patches for the CNC remaster. So you know the CNC remaster that launched back in June, the 5th of June? They've been working with the community, mostly by posting on Reddit and on Twitter, getting community feedback. They're in touch by email with like some of the key players. One of them being Bike Rush, CNC 3 and CNC 3 Kane's Wrath expert, but also CNC... any other CNC some expert at, but yeah, one of the prominent Command and Conquer players within the community. They're in, well, from what I've seen, are in touch with him and been releasing patches based on feedback from both him and the rest of the community. But as of recently, I think as of today, or at least like this weekend, they're not going to release any more patches for the CNC remaster. So to me, it looks like they're done and dusted with the CNC remaster. They said, and I quote, the CNC remaster is now in a state that we first set out for it to be. So they're done and dusted with the CNC remaster. So now, if anything, they're going to start looking at other stuff. Whether that'll be CNC or something else, but their focus for that CNC now looks to be done. But yeah, as of right now, I know for a fact that Petroglyph, who are the people that made the CNC remaster, they are not working on any remaster right now. But would they have been anyway? Because EA have always been focused on the CNC remaster and releasing those patches to balance the game. Well, maybe not balance the game. They've been adding things like beacons. What else have they been adding? So changes to the map pool and to the rankings and stuff like that. So yeah, they're done with the CNC remaster. Let's see what they work on next. But if you want a 0-hour remaster, and I've been thinking about this, do we actually want a 0-hour remaster or do we not want a 0-hour 2? That's what we want. If EA are going to work on anything, we want a 0-hour 2, don't we? We don't want a 0-hour remaster. Okay, we do want a 0-hour remaster. But if I offered you a 0-hour 2 with better graphics, some new units, maybe an additional faction, maybe an EU faction or something like that, as well as what we've got, but the same game engine, better graphics, just additional stuff, bug fixes, balance issues, anti-cheat, all that kind of stuff, and an actual working multiplayer and stuff, of course you would choose 0-hour 2. Surely you would choose 0-hour 2. So I think if you want to get on the bandwagon and you want to, rather than just doing a petition, I think you need to get on social media, follow the @officialCNC, their Twitter account. Got like 16,000 followers, but let's try and make it like 20,000 or something. And every day, like this stream today, someone tweet him, say, oh, look, there's a 0-hour stream with 400 viewers. 0-hour still alive, and then tweet them and get it in their mind, and we'll do it every day. So it's in their mind every day. Oh, look, 0-hour is actually doing really well. It's really popular. Maybe we should actually, when we're making that Generals 2, and we messed it up and we didn't take any community feedback on board, maybe this time we should listen to the community. Maybe we should get in touch with the expert 0-hour players, take on their feedback. What should a 0-hour 2 be looking like? Yeah, I think that's the strategy and the way forward. But yeah, more on that to come in the future. Okay, so we got Size now with his GLA Stealth after he's took his toilet break. He is in the GLA Stealth with the red in the south of the map, and it's North America. He's more in the south of North America. I think he's probably... Is he in Dakota? What kind of state is there? He's like... Is he going close to Texas? Is he just north of Texas? I know... Is it North and South Dakota or somewhere around here? Illinois, Indiana, something like that is around here. So maybe some Americans want to tell me what state he's in. But then in the north, we've got Google in the Cyan. With the China tank. And he's actually going for this second supply here. I reckon he's going to go for some kind of truck rush and crush some workers. The score is getting closer, as someone said. And this is a best of 13 in case you missed it. Total prize pool is $600. The first position will win $500. Okay, worker getting crushed there. Second supply, second war factory going up for Google. Size not opting right now for a second supply. He has instead made a hijacker, and the hijacker is going to camp probably right outside of Google's war factory until he makes a flamer and then try and get inside of it. But will it be an outpost first? I think it might be an outpost. Oh, it's a flamer. GG. GG. Oh, GG. Google just says shit. I think that might be GG. I mean, you can still come back from that. He's still escaping with his dozer. And Size doesn't have all that much. He didn't expand to a second supply. Okay, Tech inside of Size's base, just looking for any rogue units that might be trying to harass his workers. Okay, bit of a game of chess. Very, very low economy, as before. Sneaky flamer down the left side. Tunnel going up there, but Google will spot that. There's a tentacle going through. He's going to try and hunt that dozer, I think. And I think he's going to get it, but will the worker go down as well? Worker's just going to cancel the tunnel because the worker is going to go down anyway. But that technical might get picked off. Technical does escape just. And Size opting actually for the oil and refinery. I think that's the most safe option rather than going for one of the supplies and it not paying off. Google's an economic disadvantage now. Just like the previous, actually. And this sneaky flamer from Size, that is a godlike flamer. Like, what the... That's like... I don't even know where that flamer came from. Oh, poor Google with a flamer in his base. The mine's there. The war factory's getting sold. Google only has a power and a barracks left. He's getting the oil. Sneaky flamer from Google picked off there by the quads from Size. So real nice play from Size so far. There's a nice economy going. Second supply going up. He's got a tunnel in the middle. So yeah, awkward map and always messy. But Size pulling this one back. Looking like it's going to be a 5-5 situation. Okay, Google with a relatively decent army. I mean, he's not in a bad position considering he's had 2 flamers completely wreck him. The repair bay at the far right-hand side has been killed, but that's actually given Size XP, because when you kill that, I'm pretty sure it gives you XP. Yeah, it definitely does actually. It gives you XP. That one, and also the reinforcement pad give you, I don't know if it's a lot of XP. It gives you a fair amount. A nice tech RPG there, but the Flamer is going to clear the rest of that up. But the Flamer actually isn't moving right now. It is now. Nice flame wall. But Size is already on a second supply. Google's second supply is nowhere in sight. He does have his main dozer. Oh, sorry, his only dozer still back in his base on the top of the mines. Big quad pop there, and I think Size is going to come out on top. That's a real nice pop. Picked out loads of units. He's going to scrap up all of his stuff as well and just go back inside of the tunnel. So looking very, very good for Size. Maybe Size is now fully warmed up, or maybe this matchup and map just suited him. Kind of the weird playstyles. Size is usually able to adapt very quick. Well played from Google. Crazy stuff. So yeah, Google choosing North America and losing 2-0 on North America, which has made Size equal it 5 apiece. Is this the mighty Size comeback that Size has been waiting for? Remember, it's the best of 13, first to win 7 games, so potentially got another 3 games left. If it goes all the way, but at least another 2. Would be nice if it goes 6-6 and we get to see the decider, which is a tank mirror. I think last time these two played and it went to a decider and it was a tank mirror. I think it was on Tournament Desert or Tournament Desert Classic, and I think that Google came out on top by some epic Helix play, if it does go all that far. That's just from what I remember from last challenge. So yeah, Size to put in an epic performance there, doing very, very well, winning convincingly both with the tank and with the stealth. Super, super well. And 5-5 is the score. So I think the matchup is now going to be Google's, and Google's going to choose the matchup. And then Size will choose the map. Okay, Google opting for demo and laser. Size will now pick the map. Google wants to pick. Size. Size never picks the map. Size never goes outside of the room and chooses through the maps. He's usually just like, oh, a desert map. He's usually just like a desert map. I don't really care. But Size has gone specifically to choose demo and laser. Which map does he want? Okay, demo laser. Yeah, we just need to decide if it's a tank mirror, what map it will be last. We never stated it. So as it stands, Google will choose the last map. But I think really the sponsor should decide it should be fixed, always that map. I think Snowy Drought would be a good choice. So Toweleeeie, let me know either in the chat. If you at my name in the chat, then in the comments. Okay, so we'll say Snowy Drought. We'll say Snowy Drought for the final if it does go that far. Okay, we've got in the red, big size with the GLA Demolition. In the north, we've got Cyan with the USA Laser with for Google. In the north on Summer Arena.
We miss you. Keep streaming.
Yo, best middle life. Can't think who that could possibly be. Thank you for the donation, man. Thank you for the £10. Much appreciated. There's no way I can guess who the best middle life would be. Okay, we got a drop from Google, and it's going to land on top of Size's supply and kill some workers. There is a terrorist being sent over there, but it is a little bit late to the party. But the workers are going to be pulled away and no more actually produced just yet. So Size is going to save a little bit of money, but he is being harassed by this. Size actually dropping down a tunnel right in front of Google's base. Now, is he going to spot that? Size are always with these crazy tunnels, man. So Size actually not getting that one up. But usually if that does get up, it causes big problems for the laser. So Size are always with that crazy tunnel placement, and he always does that. And sometimes, like 50% of the time, it does get up. Yeah, so for the tank mirror, then we'll choose Snowy Drought. I think on Snowy Drought, it always ends in insane games. If it does go that far, we might be jumping the gun anyway. It might just end here. Okay, so we've got a Tech Terror, I think, from Size. I think there's a couple of RPGs inside of there too, though. Yeah, there is, but the RPG is not going to achieve anything. Ooh, might kill 1v, maybe? No, not quite. There's another tunnel on the left-hand side here from Size, and Size, meanwhile, preparing his next attack. Going to be Tech RPG. I think there's only 2 RPGs inside of there. It's going to keep Google harassed, at least. So yeah, Google is now one and truly getting harassed. Is the dozer going to get picked off? Because that will be the last dozer, actually. Google choosing not to protect it, but there was only 2 RPGs inside of there anyway. But actually, if he did pick off that dozer, then that would have been a big blow. Still might actually go and do it. And the rebels, sorry, the rangers rather, on the right side get picked off by the tech. That tunnel there is going to get shut down. Size with a decent control in the middle. Technicals going everywhere from Size. He's controlling a lot here. Trying to keep Google as busy as possible. On the right side, Google is busy with this tech. On the left side, these techs are going to come in as well. That's going to be another TNT, I think. That's a really nice play from Size. Good to see Size at full speed. Playing the game to its absolute max. Harassing Google here back at home as well. Another successful TNT keeps Google off his second supply. But Google here might just choose to go straight down the middle of the map. But is that wise when there's 2 tunnels here as well as these garrisons? I don't think Google's realized, or he just doesn't care right now. Just going to try and engage this building. I think Size needs to put more RPGs inside that building and starts to repair it as well. Size losing a lot here to these Vs, losing a lot of technicals. Just pick off 1 V. Those RPGs there are going to get picked off, but this building here, I think, has only still got 1 RPG inside of it. There's another technical down the right side. Still only 1 RPG inside of there. This dozer might get picked off now. Ooh. Oh, that was a bad engagement. 2 Vs gone down there. Epic play from Size. Whatever he did, I didn't even see that properly. Epic play, but what is this? This is empty, actually. Just going to get laser locked. Waste of a technical. Size definitely ahead right now, I think, because he's doing the better harassment. He's ahead in terms of XP, and he picked off a load of Vs just there. So I think Size is ahead and definitely controlling the pace of the game just now, but only slightly ahead. Size now needs to get inside of that ASAP, but doesn't want to put too many RPGs inside of there, because then if you don't have enough RPGs inside your text, it's hard to engage the Vs if they go round. Another technical here. This one is not empty. Oh, these terrorists. Okay, they do get the power in the end. A little bit messy, a little bit sloppy there. I think he was just trying to scare Google and running the tech into the army of the Vs. Okay, that's Tech RPG. Was looking for the dozer, I think, and does not quite get it, but it is keeping Google busy because Size is now on 4 supplies. Another technical coming in here from Size. It's adamant to get that dozer. He's going for it, but he's not quite going to get it. But at least he's keeping Google busy because he's under pressure with that dozer. He's now going to stay by it to probably repair it with the ambulance, unless he's not really bothered about that. Another load of technicals here from Size on the right. Now seeing Size at 100%, I think. This is the traditional Size that I think we're used to. But Google is certainly still very much alive. He's got Search and Destroy just about now. And he's also collecting long distance from this supply over here as well. Just keep him getting Google busy at this point. The palace is a little bit exposed here. It would be good for Size if he gets inside of that bunker, because if Google gets inside of that, it could push Size back a little bit. Ideally, you want to let this palace finish, because if Google stops that palace, that's going to be a massive blow. So Size here, and oh, Size has got the dozer hand. That Size is in a difficult situation now. I mean, what do you do about this? If you lose this palace, I mean, pop in there, that's definitely a Fargo pop, because you're going to waste everything that pops out. But maybe he's trying to make that tunnel finish. I mean, Size might go for the counterattack, or he might go around. Size, is he going to finish the palace? He might finish the palace, actually, and he's going to get inside of the palace and then wrap around from behind with the techs. But there's another army of these here from Google. One tentacle does go down, came in a little bit too soon. These tentacles need to wait until they're all together, because otherwise, laser lock from Google. Nice laser lock so far. I think eventually Size will hold on. It's just a little bit sloppy. Sending in tentacles a little bit too premature. But Google's now on a time limit because he has to win now before Size manages to pick off more buildings. But now Google is inside that building. That's why it's going to cause problems that I said. But Size's palace did finish, so this side is kind of blocked off anyway. Never supply down for Size. So Size is now on, like, what, 5 supplies? Yes, 5 supplies. Can see Xcal in caps lock in the chat. Very, very happy he got the dozer. Xcal, just like, his excitement level went from about 50% to 120% just on that one move. Size learning from the very best. He was adamant to get that dozer in. Load of technicals out now, but what is Size's follow-up? He's demo, isn't he? So he's going to be going for demo bikes. First demo bike is coming out across the map. Has Google seen it? He has, but a little bit too late. Does take out 3 units there, and Google is now definitely on a time limit. One good move from Size. Not only does he need to defend this, but actually if he does a sneaky demo bite down the side and takes out that power, that will cut off the reinforcements. Well, not cut them off, but it will at least delay the reinforcements a lot. There's a lot of Vs going down here. There's a big defense here. There's a Jean and Kell out as well. This whole army for Google is getting completely wrecked. So yeah, Size is pulling this back. It looks like it's going to go 6-5 from when Google was like 4 or 5-1 up at one point, or 4-1, I think. Sizes turn this around the longer this game is, the set has gone, rather. Yeah, let's not count Google out too soon, but the fact there are demo bikes out, also Size is level 3, so if there's a CC being built, which there's not, it's a mistake from Size. Demo Rebel Ambush would completely annihilate that, and maybe even the base as well. You could just hit the base instead. Demo bike going to get picked off, but it does take 1v with it. Tunnel gets denied there. That worker has just killed 2 Vs. Oh, that's painful, man. Pathfinder's now out, but I mean, Size has such a big economy. Jarman Kell out as well, but the Pathfinders will one-shot the Jarman if he comes near him, but there's no Pathfinders in this set of Vs anyway. Yeah, you got to remember the ping is 25 here, so not the best for V Micro. But Google does seem to be getting picked apart at the moment by Size's attack. Size played this real well. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Is that TT? Just one technical. Just hoping to press I when he's near the V's, and the splash damage will just kill the V's. I is the hotkey for detonate, for anyone who didn't know. GG from Google. Well played to Size. He's bringing this back. Size only needs one more, so they will reverse on this map. Summer Arena, Laser versus Demo, which was, I think, Google's army choice. Size picked the map. Yeah, you got to remember with the latency, like Boyka said in the chat, with the ping being 25, it's not the best conditions for micro MVs. They're definitely not the best. So yeah, Size pulling it back. He only needs one more. Google needs the next 2 in a row. I think the game will play out similar to what we just saw with GLA attacks from all over. But will that be enough to keep the V count down? Because the V push out kind of mid-game, providing you don't hit a demo trap. But if you manage to stop the Palace, like you almost did on the right side, if you just stopped that Palace, it could have panned out different. You stop the Palace to clear out that right side and get to the arms dealer, that's when it's real hard for GLA to come back. Okay, so a demo against Laser. Google's saying that Size is more like Xcal with the Dozer Hunt. Well, I did say he's learning from the best. Bit of banter between the players. Size says, I got hunted in the air mirror. Google says, well, you suck. Can't help it. Size says, I thought we would be friends. Okay, so we're down to the last 2 games. Potentially the last 1 game. So Size's Laser, Google's Demo. The reverse on Summer Arena. Okay, in the north, we have a big Size with the USA Laser in the red. In the south, we have got Google, the mighty Google, in the cyan with the GLA Demolition. What army do you prefer here? I probably would say I prefer to have the Laser. I think it's easier as the Laser. I think GLA has to work real hard to cause the damage. Although I think if GLA Demo plays perfectly, but not every human is perfect. I think if it plays perfectly, I think Demo should come out on top. But it's that kind of mid-game or early to mid-game when the Laser gets like 4 Vs and an ambulance out and gets the tow missile, drops down a firebase in his base. That's when it's hard to deal with. So yeah, let's see what Google's going to do here. So with a fast tunnel in the middle, 2 supplies, sending a terrorist to the left, and probably going to be a terrorist here maybe in case of a drop from Size, but Size not interested in a drop. He's actually just sending his dozer forward. Going to try and stop this worker. I don't think he's going to get it. Don't think he's going to get that quite. He's thinking about it, but Size needs to go back there. But now Google knows where one of the dozers is. It's going to be on this right hand side. First unit out for Google is a technical, and it's going to be tech RPG first, and then going to be a tech terror later. So it's very, very common for GLA to do a tech RPG to harass first, and then a tech terror comes in and hits like a key building next. Size meanwhile has not kept his CC. That's something he likes to do. One dozer is going to get picked off, and now the other dozer is going to remain, but it is boxed in very, very nicely. But that's going to stop USA thinking about a strategy center early on. He's going to be worried about that. But this V is going to get picked off. It does get picked off, and I would say that's probably worth it. A tech RPG to pick off one V. Ooh, but he's actually kept the tech, so yeah, it's definitely worth it. Here comes the tech terror, and is that going to be on the war factory? I think it is. Actually going to go for the double here. Going to go for the double, but will it hit? If you force fire the ground there, you kill both buildings. It's going to be very, very close. You got the dozer as well. Oh my god, that is a jackpot. Oh my god, that was like going to casino and winning the jackpot. That was amazing. Styes moved his dozer there to start repairing, but actually it was so close to the splash damage that actually the dozer got killed as well. So Styes got annihilated. So it's going to be 6-6. We are going to go down to a decider. And that epic move there from Google. That needs to go in some kind of highlights reel or something. Styes gets wrecked by 3 terrorists. Like in one shot, that did 5k worth of damage because it killed a dozer, which is worth 1k. A supply is worth 2k. It killed the war factory, is worth another 2k. So that one hit did 5k's worth of damage and kicked Styes from the game in just 3 minutes and 33 seconds. So yeah, amazing. All right, we're going to join this game now. It's Snowy Drought, the final. Why am I getting kicked from this game? What the hell? Yeah, that hit was just a next level unreal. Oh my god, that was crazy. Crazy, crazy. I've seen that happen before, but it is quite rare. It's actually very, very rare, especially with demo, just with 3 terrorists. So with $600 worth of units, sacrifice himself for the cause. Oh, a little bit of banter between the players here. Karma is a bitch. Yellow card for Google. Rules say no banter. Punish him. All right, going to be Tank Mirror on Snowy Drought on this epic quarterfinal. The top 8 players in the world, and we're already going to see one eliminated here tonight. $600 tournament, again sponsored by Toweleeeie. This is the very final game, best of 13, first to win 7 games. This is the final game tonight. Okay, so here we are with the ultimate finale between these 2 players. We've got Size with with the red China Tank in the south on Snowy Drought. On the north, we've got Google with the cyan, also China Tank. This is quite a big map, so it does allow for at least some kind of mid or late game, I think, unless a player is slow enough or silly enough to get a sneaky flamer inside of their base. Google's actually going for a forward supply build order. He's actually going for 3 dozers. Google's saying 3 dozers size easy. Size just going for 2 dozers. Yeah, normally you don't see 3 dozers in tank mirror. I mean, sometimes you do. I mean, I don't know. Any pros in the chat? 3 dozers, is that an all-round better build order? I mean, you're on 3 supplies very, very fast. But the downside is that size is going to have more units out faster. So it all comes. Does it all come down to the defense? Does it all come down to can Google defend, or is Google going to be more aggressive with that war factory? So Google's actually opting for a barracks on the left side. So I think I prefer Size's build order. I think it's the most common. Well, it definitely is the most common. That's without a doubt. But I think it's the most all-rounded best build order. Just 2 supplies, 2 war factories. Just keep it simple. You get more units out if the opponent does any kind of weird build order. Or anything different, you can anticipate you're going to have more... you're going to have more units out. Size seems very, very cautious. This is his tournament life on the line. If he loses this game, he's going to get kicked out of the tournament. He'll miss that chance to win the top spot, $500. Your neutrality, thanks for the comment, man. He needs to thank Toweleeeie as well. By the way, he's a sponsor for this. Size is at risk here of losing the Battle Master. Going to give some XP to Google straight away. But Google, once he gets on 2 war factories and he's on 3 supplies for longer, that is going to be that's going to be hard for Size to come back from. Google probably needs to amass his units here to kind of protect that 3rd supply. But actually, he's dropping down a barracks, going to try and get a bunker there. So Google's ahead economically. But does Size have more units out? Is Size playing this too cautious? Because this 3 dozer build order, it looks like there's more sign on the map right now. Bunker going down on the right side. Is it too many bunkers? Or is it the right amount? Google's getting up a nice defense and that faster 3rd supply. Doing well for him. Sorry, Size is faster with the propaganda center though. There's a outpost having a seizure here on the left hand side of the map of Snowy Drought. Outpost here is going to get inside of the base, but there isn't a Battle Master and a GAT there. I think the Battle Master and the GAT will win that. Outpost doesn't have that much HP, but the Outpost does just run away. But Google has all the map control on this right side. He's got a nice bunker there. At least Size has seen that 3rd supply, so he knows what he's against. But he's made the propaganda center. He's got the barracks out. He's going to be going for the faster oil capture and the refinery. I suppose Google's got less of a map vision, even though he's got that right side, which is now being cleared out, by the way. But Size does see more of Google's base, whereas Google hasn't really seen that much of Size's base, apart from that 1 unit that went there. Okay, that flamer is going to get pushed back. No point going in if it's just going to run to its death. The barracks here going to hopefully, for Size, get Lotus out and get the oil in the refinery. Okay, Flamer here for Size. I don't think that's going to achieve much though. The Battle Masters cause massive damage to it. Might kill a few trucks actually if he's quick with a Flame Wall. Yeah, he is quick with a Flame Wall. Outpost does get picked off there. All the XP is adding up because once you get to level 3, if you get faster to level 3 than your opponent, that first artillery strike can take advantage from there. But ECM's already out from Google, despite Size having a propaganda center first, I think. Lotus is now out. For both players, actually. So Google's definitely ahead because of that 3rd supply, but he did just lose both trucks there. Size thought about a 3rd supply, but now rethinking it. I think maybe Size played this a little bit too cautious, maybe. Whereas Google just went for the fast 3 dozer 3 supplies, and Google's definitely ahead now. As I said before, Google does like China, but so does Size, though. Size now going for the refinery. Both players getting oil and refinery at bang on exactly the same time. I suppose Size is 1 second or 2 seconds ahead. But Google has more ECMs out. Well, it's only 1 ECM actually. These Battle Masters a little bit out of position and he only has a few Battle Masters, whereas Google's got the Horde bonus. He's got 5 Battle Masters there. So yeah, the Size is being pushed back in a moment. There is 5 Battle Masters out now, so you want to get the Horde bonus. It makes them do a lot more damage. I think it's like 25% extra. 25% extra fire rate, I think. Is it a fire rate or damage? I can't remember. But yeah, 25% is massive. I think it's 25%. Okay, Sai's now thinking about that third supply, now dropping it down. But if he builds that and then it gets shut down, that's a massive disadvantage. Helix is already out for Google, so he's definitely ahead in like every way. Google definitely has more map vision. He's got his army parked right in the center of the map. But Sai does have control of those two bunkers there on the right side. This is the final game in case you just joined us here tonight for this quarterfinals between these two legendary players. It is the final game we're going to see. Whoever wins this one goes on to the semi-final to play for a $500 top prize and a $100 second prize. Helix is flying around. They've actually got in the base, killed one dozer. Going to try and get the second dozer, but I don't think he's going to get it. Google's looking for the dozer, but he's actually... Is he going to lose that Helix? Or is he going to get to the bottom right? He's going to get to the bottom right. If he gets inside of that, it'll probably kill the tech buildings of size. Google now moving out with his main army. Oh, he hasn't unloaded his... That's actually a big difference. If he'd got inside of that and killed both of them, that would have been a real big thorn inside of Size's side. It's like a tongue twister or something. Massive attack here from Google. Trying to engage his bunker. But is this a wise engagement, though? Because this bunker's here as well. Is that a good engagement? But so far, it looks like he's coming out on top. Oh, he just started flaming his own army. I just got worried there for a little bit. Started flaming down his own army. Size now with the autoloader upgrade. So the fire rate for the Battlemaster is now a lot more. But them two Helixes going down, I think he might have thrown away his advantage. There's a lot of gats parked out front here from Size, thrown away all of his gats. Google now needs to retreat with his Battlemasters. Did take out Flamer there, I think, of all things. There's a little skirmish going on over here as well. Lotus for Size now capturing the middle building. So somehow Size has turned this around. I think it was that gamble from Google. He was going for the dozer hunt, but actually didn't quite get it and lost both Helixes in the process. That's a big, big loss. So I think he threw away his advantage of having that third supply sooner. Okay, that building is now killed. It's not going to be recaptured. Some of Google's units now out of position. Both players are like almost on 2k. Artillery fired for both players at exactly the same time. Oh, just slightly off. I thought it was exactly the same time. It's actually reminded Google that he needs to fire here. So it's going to be on that supply. And this one's going to be probably on that supply, I think. But there's more stuff here to do collateral damage. Artillery coming in on this supply. Both supplies taken out, so pretty much exactly the same. But I think Size is slowly taking the advantage. Because he does have these turrets now. He has that repair bay, which repairs all your stuff. Makes your army so much stronger. Whereas Google's now on the back foot. So that Helix thing was a high risk, high reward. Throw away that massive advantage, but in return, you could have got the dozer hunt. But sadly, for him, he didn't. Size played it smart, having enough gats out, and took out the Helixes. This is the final night, final game tonight, guys. So if you enjoyed this series so far, this quarterfinals, make sure you hit like on the stream to support both me and the sponsor of this tournament. There's only the top 8 players in the world, and this is the first quarterfinals. The rest will all be streamed by me as well. And yeah, look forward to the reminders that I will set up on YouTube shortly. So yeah, this is the only one for this weekend, I think. But yeah, I'll show you the bracket at the end. We've got other epic games to happen as well. Boyka and Asus is one of them. Excal and Shay, and Vivid and Fargo, all in round 1, which is all the quarterfinals, because only 8 players in this tournament invited, especially by our sponsor, which is Toweleeeie. Okay, so Google's opting for a Helix again, but I mean, just even one gat from tank is just so hard to deal with the Helixes, and they're so expensive. Google's army is deep back in his base. I think he's saving the mines. I don't think either player have used their mines just yet. Lotus has been spotted down here, but both players are playing it a very cagey affair at the moment. Both players setting up camp. I think Size is ahead. But I mean, in tank mirror, one wrong move can change it all. If you suddenly don't have enough gats, or if you suddenly walk into an EMP, it can completely flip, or if you walk onto some mines or anything like that, it can completely flip. The attack here from Google on the right, but it's going to get forced back. The Helix needs to go back. There's another wasted Helix there from Google. This Helix is not working out well for him. Maybe Size remembered last time that Google went Helixes. I said last time they played a tank mirror, Google did go Helixes and that won in the game. Google and his Helix is not working out quite right here. Size does have now the super upgrade. I think it's called Nationalism, which basically you get that circle around him when instead of the Horde bonus, you've got Nationalism. I can't even remember the stats of what it does, but it makes him a lot stronger, a lot harder to deal with. Mines dropped off in front of Google's army, so that's going to be an annoyance as well. Google is very, very scared back in his base. He's trying to clear some of these mines. Size on 4.5k. So he's collecting from there. Size also building a nuke as well. This is proper Size territory. This is the position he loves to be in. Google's also got a nuke of his own as well, though, which is up here. Google's supply is going to get captured. It's going to be forced to be sold. The ECM and the Battle Masters here, that's going to force Google back. It's not looking good for Google on its right side, at least. That supply is going to get completely shut down. But Google's already mined out more here. That Lotus needs to be careful because that Gat could pick it off easy. Let's go down. But yeah, Google's right side is under massive, massive threat. And as soon as Google moves out to save it with that army, it's going to be super problematic. This is probably the final battle we're going to see. Both players are going to reach level 5 very soon because a lot of units going down on both sides. Size now level 5. That's going to be mine drop from Google on top of Size's army there on the right side. That's going to help him deal with that. But yeah, Size is now going to have EMP. Where's the EMP? EMP now coming across the map. That's going to be right there. That's going to be so problematic for Google. I think that's the killing blow. I think we're watching the final few seconds or final couple of minutes at least of this game. Once that EMP hits, that's so problematic for Google. It's disabled most. Oh, Bing Size Google. Size set. Epic play there from Size. Google is also going to have an EMP very soon. I can hear a carpet as well. It's annihilating Google's second supply. What a lucky nub. EMP, man. Where's the EMP? Where's the EMP from Google? Because you can still turn things around with a decent EMP. GG's from Google. Big Size from Size. GG, well played. All scream it, he says. GG, well played. Absolutely epic final there. So the score 7-6. Size did it. He came back from the clutches of defeat. 4-1 at one point it was to Google, so Google having an amazing start, but the longer the games went, Size did a super epic comeback, and that ultimate finale there on Snowy Drought, Tank Mirror, absolutely amazing. So yeah, very well played to Size. I'm going to show you the bracket now, and I'll show you who Size will go on to play. So just stick around for a second, and I will show you the bracket. Okay, so let's show you this. So it's Toweleeeie Invitationals 2020 is the tournament. $600 1v1 pro only tournament. So there's the top 8 players in the world. Top prize $500. Second prize $100. Toweleeeie is our sponsor today, so a big shout out to him. He's in the chat if you want to give a big shout out and thank you to him. And I will be the streamer and the ref and whatever for picking up all the stuff that Toweleeeie is not. Everything's the best of 13. That's not what we care about right now. What we care about right now is Size and Google, or Size and Thor just played now. 7-6. Size will proceed to this position here. So we need to get Toweleeeie to send me an updated version of this spreadsheet. So yeah, GG well played to Size. And then he will go on to face the winner of Boyka, which is spelt wrong there, by the way. Boyka versus Owen Cover. Owen Cover is Asus. Asus, probably one of the best players, or the best player from Eastern Europe, Ukraine, Russia. I think he's from Ukraine, maybe from Russia. He actually sent me a funny message the other day of saying "Hi Dominator" written in the sand on the beach. It's kind of funny. But yeah, Boyka and Asus will play off. I think you probably say Boyka is the favorite there, but Asus is super, super good. And it's good to see a top level pro player emerge from the Eastern European countries. So yeah, let's see how Asus can do. I'm sure all the Russians and whatever will be spurring him on to beat Boyka and win this whole thing. So yeah, the winner of that will go on to face Size there. And then on the other side of the bracket, You've got Xcal versus Shay on the top side, so that's the other one that's going to happen, and Vivid versus Fargo. So yeah, who's going to win between those lot? Let me know your predictions in the chat or the comments. Look out for reminders, so make sure you're subscribed. On my channel, look out for reminders. I'll set up streams. The days of the week it's only going to be is the games are only going to be played on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, or Saturdays. And that's when you're going to see the games. So yeah, look out for the reminders. GG, well played. Everyone that joined tonight, massive thank you and shout out to you too. I think we almost reached 500 viewers, which is super, super good for Zero. So let me just see what Lucifer's saying here, man. Lucifer is messaging me. Potentially about more games, let's see. But I think, to be honest, yeah, I'll probably want to hang around. I'm going to go and take a break, have a little bit of food and stuff. So yeah, GG, well played. Make sure you look out for, yeah, like I said, the reminders of the other streams. But yeah, this is probably the highest level tournament there's been in a while, just the top 8. So it's super, super high level. So yeah, GG, well played. Thank you to everyone that joined once again, and I'll see you all very soon.